No.
Okay,
Just a
shit, man.
menace.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
fuck
should have
no.
known. Should have known you weren't going to behave this stream. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Another Linklater stream coming at you. 2 movies, not much else going on this week, but we're powering through and we're nearing the end. And it feels good.
These 2 movies are like his recent movies, but they flew under the radar. I mean, one was just a Prime Video movie, and then the other like went to theaters, but just kind of bounced out, unknown. I don't know. That's at least how I remember it happening.
Which one was the Prime movie?
Last Flag Flying.
Really? I thought.
Yeah, it's Amazon movie. Yeah.
I would have guessed the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it coming out and thinking, oh, I know I started watching it back then because my mom turned it on because she liked Bryan Cranston and Steve Carell and Lawrence Fishburne. So she's like, let's watch this. I fell asleep. But here I am, full circle.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, more mature man.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's just hop into it. We only got 2 here. Let's get into Last Flag Flying. I was pretty hyped for this one, honestly, before the dive because I'd never seen it. So it was good. Finally good to get around to it. Always feels nice to check it off.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Thoughts?
Pretty good. I liked it. I mean, obviously I'm like higher on Linklater this whole dive, I'd say, but I don't know, man. I think something about his movies, they really just welcome you in very easily. And I'm just there for the ride, you know? I like the characters, even if like they do unlikable things or kind of like act in ways you don't want. Like I just totally understand them in ways. So it really doesn't feel like bad, but we'll get to the next movie, I guess, later. So.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Similar. I really liked Last Flag Flying after thinking about it more. Like I was going to rate it right after I watched it, but then I wanted to stew with it a little. So I rated it this morning because there was one part about the movie that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And it's a stupid nitpick for me, but it was just like it started to feel like Linklater's greatest hits put into this movie that's kind of like supposed to be dramatic because like you had all the vehicle shots, so it's like, oh, this is like, you know, the Dazed and Confused homage or the Before Sunrise or Sunset or whatever. So it's just the 2 guys front seat talking. And then you have the train, so you're like, this is definitely like the Before Sunrise vibe. And then there was the one that shit. There was one more that got me that I was like, oh, so we are doing Linklater's greatest hits, but I guess I forgot it. But that's just what bugged me about it. It felt like out of place in this movie, him trying to be like, oh, it was the motel room. That was from Tape. Like that was basically a remake of the Tape hotel room. So you know, I was just like,
coming from with that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just doing Linklater's greatest hits in this dramatic movie about like pain and depression. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I was like let it stew a little bit. But overall I enjoyed it.
What do you guys think about this one?
I mean, yeah, I don't think I loved it, but I liked it.
I mean, okay, good, Joe.
Look, I'm not like saying I hated it or anything. I thought it was a solid movie. I don't know. I just
You didn't like this one, Noah?
No, maybe it was because I was like a little overhyped about it, but the more I stewed on it, the more I was like,
What didn't sit right? What was giving you that pain?
I think it meandered a little too much. And I sort of lost like, I mean, the themes are there for me. Like I get what it's going for, kind of what the message is, obviously. I just feel like it kind of loses it along the way in some ways, and you know, there are scenes that I thought were like kind of like, do we need that there at all? You know, like
we can talk more on that one for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually it kind of just boils down to like a road trip movie at a certain point too. So you kind of have to hit the tropes there, and it's just like, well, we've seen this before, and we don't really need to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, my problem mainly with that is like, yeah, it is a road trip movie, and it's obviously like a serious topic, but I don't know, like I wanted the arc of like, oh, we're in this serious, you know, we're trying to get my dead son back and bury him at home, and I don't know, I kind of wanted more of like a roller coaster of emotions out of, especially Steve Carell, I guess, but like most of the characters, I just wanted more from, I guess.
They're
Yeah,
old and
I
they're
feel
keeping
like
shit buttoned up, I guess. But yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that was like Steve Carell's character, that he's just like a quiet guy, and he kind of
Mhm.
opens up later. But
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like when you play just like a quiet guy like that, it's really hard to like flesh out your character.
Yeah.
Because he
It
really
came
doesn't
off to
talk
me as
like
just like
the whole
po-
movie.
poorly written. But,
Yeah.
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 Because Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston's character is amazingly written, I would say.
Yeah, he's pretty
Like, he's
dynamic for
great.
sure.
His
And
dialogue and
Fishburne is one note, but that's his character as well. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
could
thought
see
he
what
was
you mean. Where
solid.
it's a bit, you could have done a little bit more work with the characters.
See, I
Yeah.
actually thought Steve Carell was the standout of the
Oh, really?
three for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
I don't know. I just feel like at first you're like, oh, he is quiet, and this is kind of a lame character. Is he just gonna be a
Mhm.
mopey? But then he opens up. He's like, yeah, my wife died just in
Yeah,
January,
right.
and
Like,
my
oh,
son died
fuck.
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of
To
like,
be fair,
I
I
get
get
it.
that.
He has
So
the
Yeah.
hardest job
He's,
in the
he's
movie.
going through some shit.
He's got the most to
yeah,
do as an actor,
Mhm.
for sure.
and
Yeah.
like you try to be strong in those moments, but like I mean, he has his moments where he cracks too, which is just I don't know. I liked it. I thought he did
Mhm.
a pretty good performance in this.
Yeah, for sure. I agree too.
Right on, right on.
I mean, this is a movie I'll probably revisit every once in a while because just the combination of actors alone is just
Yeah.
like standout and it's just special in ways. It made me think of A
It's
Scanner Darkly too, where it's like you have these like amazing trio of actors just like vibing together, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe I just want to see more trios, more power trios in movies or something. Like
Honestly, let's do it.
creates
yeah,
cool dynamics for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
You
that's
get
what
to
makes like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood even better is the fact that you have. I mean, it's not a trio, but you have two dudes just hanging out,
Heavy
like two
right,
hitters.
dudes that everybody
Yeah.
fucking loves to see on screen. So
right. I think the
Yeah.
inclusion of a third though just adds that little. You can move it around easier. It's
Yeah.
not just like
You bounce.
eh,
Yeah.
that
it feels
did
good.
that thought did come across like I was thinking, oh, they don't necessarily need Lawrence Fishburne, but I did put myself in the shoes of like Steve Carell, and he's probably thinking, I do need Lawrence Fishburne to mellow out the amount of
Yeah, I can't
talking
just
this
have
guy has. Right.
Right.
yeah
So I
a
felt
wild
his
Yeah.
man.
character being like,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
please come with,
Mm.
just for the sake of, not being awkward for the whole
Yeah,
trip to the, yeah.
Yeah.
But
for
And
sure.
feed into the impulsivity that his
Mhm.
character is. Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
I had wrote this down earlier in the movie, but like at the end, I wouldn't say it's actually true. But I wrote down that like Lawrence Fishburne is like the angel, and
Oh yeah,
Bryan Cranston is
oh,
like the devil on like Steve Carell's
that
shoulder.
scene when he was
There's some
definitely.
telling it,
shots that
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
yeah,
just like both right there.
yeah.
Mhm.
When
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like telling about you don't want to see your son, and then you have Lawrence Fishburne being like, "You don't. I would take his advice." Then you see
I do
Bryan
the same.
Cranston's face just go, "What?
I would
Actually?"
yeah.
Steve Carell's got to make the decision. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, that was really smart. Just like
Okay.
simple character like placement. Like it definitely feels like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, for
good.
sure.
I
Kind of
looked up some things too, because like this movie came out in 2017. So I looked
Yeah.
up, or I just like did the math on like how old, basically like when the Vietnam War ended in 1975, to be like 18 in 1975, you would have to be 60 years old in 2017.
Mhm.
Mm.
Wait,
Okay.
that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Wouldn't that
The
be
math
2 years
checks
off?
out. I don't know.
I
didn't
don't know.
know.
Maybe it was.
I was trusting
I
your
didn't do it in my
math.
head. Yeah,
I don't know.
know.
All right, well, maybe I'm a little off. But anyway, that would still be only like 62 instead of 60. So, I mean, it kind of just proves my point. Well, I don't know. Not really. Okay, so Lawrence Fishburne was 56 in 2017. Steve Carell was 55 in 2017. And Bryan Cranston was 61. And Richard Linklater was 64. So, like,
Really?
these guys were like, none of them were eligible to be in Vietnam, but they were like right
Right.
on the cusp where like they
Mm.
were alive like when shit was going down, but they were
Yeah.
like just like, teenagers. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like an interesting, I don't know, an interesting take for them, because like it's like a personal experience probably, with the
For
Vietnam
Somewhat.
War and shit.
Yeah.
They definitely probably know people, right? I would think.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
probably know friends of family or parents that were in there or something. I feel like Bryan Cranston's character embodies like what I picture as like a Vietnam vet now.
He was the
Yeah.
most believable. He really sold
Yeah,
it, and at times
yeah.
for sure.
Kind of
Yeah.
like disenfranchised and like angry at the system and
Yeah,
willing to
but
call
still
people on
has
their
the
bullshit.
honor kind of it
Mhm.
all, and yeah, the respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
thought it was cool to see Bryan Cranston kind of fill the Ethan Hawke role because he's kind of like got the Ethan Hawke characterization that Linklater
Yeah.
movies have, but
Mhm.
he has to probably be like 10 to 15 to 20 years older, you know? So I had to find somebody else, and Cranston was the guy.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's nice.
But somebody
don't
who
know.
actually ages. Ethan Hawke don't age, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. He still looks young. I guess like this and the next movie, he kind of goes away from like his main cast in ways.
Yes. And he
Yeah.
kind of like uses the same cast like extras in these two movies too. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
Especially
Yeah.
from the last movie, Everybody Wants Some. The dude who's like following him around with the fucked up ear
yeah.
is
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the
Yeah.
one of the dudes.
Lieutenant Colonel Washington. I wrote that
Colonel
down.
Washington.
It's that guy.
Yeah, for sure. He's pretty good, isn't it?
The
Yeah.
AI guy, that's the guy who like carries over to the Bernadette too. He pops up in there. So I was just kind of like, oh,
Yeah, I noticed that
so
too.
these were filmed close together.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah. He's got his late crew foreman, but I don't know. I guess Fishburne shows up in Bernadette too, so maybe
He
he's
does,
kind of
yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
But low-key, Last Flag Flying, kind of like a Christmas movie. I don't know. I mean,
Kinda.
it just got it going on in the
What?
background, but it also has kind of like a "I'll be home for Christmas" type vibe with like getting the body back, not in time for anything, but kind of, you know.
Yeah. Feel that.
Depressing Christmas movie, but a Christmas
Yeah.
movie nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life, but apparently that one's a super depressing
It
Christmas
can
movie
be.
too.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, so it's up there. It's in there. with that,
Ultimately
yeah.
I mean,
hopeful,
he basically
right?
sees what the world would be like if he didn't exist.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
That classic
and
one.
it's like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's long.
But you should watch it. It's pretty good. I mean, it's
Yeah,
older,
it's worth it.
like
I want
black and white
to.
and shit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a classic or whatever. I'll get around to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someday.
So before we get into the categories, I just had one more note about how kind of like you're bringing up. No, like this movie does have themes to it, and it ties it up kind of nicely at the end. Like Carell's character, it all kind of hinges on Carell's character with him like fighting the system and like not trusting the government or whatever. And then
Yeah.
by the end of it, he has to come face to face with somebody who he has to lie to about what happened to save their kind of perspective. And you know, it's there. Like it's got what it needed to do at the end, and
Yep.
it was good.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. I mean, those kind of some of the themes I had were just obviously like veterans and service, and the big one was government overreach, baby. Don't trust the fucking government. That's
Yeah.
Yes,
kind of what I
sir.
took away from it. But
But I get
that's
that.
pretty much a way to too.
Yeah, I had the theme. Sometimes you got to do a little more than nothing. I think that's a line too. But
yeah,
I feel like these old men too, or especially like Fishburne, he's just like, you know, I gotta get home. I'm kind of don't really want to do this shit anymore, you know. And like,
Yeah.
I feel like, and it's Carell's character too, where he's like really taking control of the situation now. Like they're finally like needing to do something important, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
rising to the occasion of the moment in a way.
Yeah, my theme that I had was, I mean, one of them, obviously, the government overreach. That's a huge theme, and you know, anti-war, war bad,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
clearly, man, or what did he say? War makes a man, man makes a war. I mean, it's a cycle, and
That
then
was
war
my quote.
makes buku bucks for government pigs. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
Military-
Hoorah!
the military industrial complex is bad, but I landed on the theme of, I mean, sometimes the truth isn't just black and white. It's like
yeah,
you get to
it's a
that
good
point
one.
in the movie, like you mentioned, where they could tell the truth and ruin this whole woman's like entire life
Right. That's why.
and her thought
though.
of what actually
Yeah.
happened. So
And it makes you question like what's a hero, you know? Because like
Right.
even if you don't die a heroic death, like to be like what he said in the note at the end, he's like, I chose this life and it's a heroic life, and you know, like yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, like 100%. I didn't do that shit. You know, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta have respect. Just respect the decision and the service. I feel like that's just important, inherent, kind of.
yeah, it is. It sucks though too. Like it's a deep movie in ways too, because especially how he dies with like it coming from behind, it really like makes you, it forces you to think about like how dumb the situation really was, or like how it shouldn't have happened, and like it's something to wrestle with for sure.
Yeah.
Any other favorite or themes before we just keep moving?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's
Kinda covered
Alright.
it. Yeah.
Favorite shots? They are hard to find in Linklater movies, but you know,
They are.
sometimes you can dig them out.
I liked the one in the hangar where it was just the devil and angel on his shoulder. I thought that was just a clever. I mean, that's also the clever girl that I had. So I mean, it's just I know that was the only one that kind of stood out to me where I was like, I get it. This is interesting.
Yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
fun.
Kind of clicks right there in a moment. Yeah, in a way.
Sets the tone of the group. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like Cranston just plays it so well. Like just the way his face kind of turns and he contorts a little, and he's just like, well, maybe you should.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Like you should probably see. Yeah.
Maybe
Mine's
just fuck
also
this guy.
right. Mine's also in the hangar. I think it's the shot that just kind of stands out the most in my mind of the movie, which is the casket and Steve Carell like looking over it. It's kind of like at an angle, and you have like an outside perspective, like just like at a funeral kind of type of thing. And yeah, you know, it's a somber, and it's just like a powerful image. No matter what, you kind of understand what's going on in it. You know, so
Nice. Yeah. I mine was near the end. Where they're like folding the flag. I don't know. It's just a nice shot. Of, like it moves with them, and then it goes to both the flag.
you see the
Taking
hand
all
off.
my shots.
Those are all the good ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shot though. Yeah, and
I was just like, it's smart. Yeah.
Just a little tenderness too of like military macho, but you get like this little hand off where they finally get to like I don't know, have some like contact or intimacy of brotherhood, you know, and like it's good.
For sure. A good moment. Yeah.
What do you got, Joe? Anything else in the bottom of the barrel?
Kind of all mine. I was gonna say the one where Steve Carell's like standing by the fucking the like coffin in the like hangar. And then I was also gonna say the funeral off the flag. So,
all right. Well, I got you. Well, you can go first on the next one, Joe. How about that? So
sure, I guess.
You got a quote?
I had a second shot. This is your shot, right?
Fuck. I thought it was the best
bar
scene,
pushing.
but I don't have a fucking quote. No.
All right. Well, you can go first on best scene.
That's like the one I don't have.
Yeah. What was your other shot though, Noah?
It was just it was like a very smooth camera movement when he first meets Bryan Cranston in the bar. And he's kind of like waking up and he's eating the pizza. And he's Bryan Cranston like leaning. He like sits down, and like as he sits down, it just pushes it into like the intimate two shot. I was just like clean, like
that was nice. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Pours the beer, slowly gets his pizza in order.
Slapping him with the pizza.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. All right, favorite quote. I have two here. One of them's kind of a fun one. Well, they're both kind of fun, but this one is, of course, I got a car. I'm a fucking businessman. Bryan Cranston. Just a solid line. It's funny. And then the next one I have is from Fishburne. He says, "We pay for what we say, Salvatore." And then Cranston says, "Well, put it on my tab." Then.
That's a good one.
Cranston's just got the zingers, man. What can you do?
He was firing. I had that one. Of course, I got a fucking car. I'm a businessman. I had I don't like the government right now, which was from Steve Carell. Felt that. And then if it's a tight ass god man, then I'm fucked. And then if you catch your government lying to you, it changes things. So those are my favorites from it.
Damn, man, you're on that government kick, but I feel it.
Yeah.
But if it's a tight ass guy,
it's real.
I'm fucked.
Right.
Good shit. Any other quotes?
Good genuine moments in this that like I was just smiling, and I found myself caught myself actually being like, "Wow, I'm actually enjoying this." Like, good authentic banter. I don't know, good.
Definitely
like relatable thoughts. I would say, where it's like, man, I feel like a lot of people have thought about this, about their government or about war, about whatever, you know. I'm like, yeah. But you said my favorite quote, Alex. Every generation has their war. Men make the wars. Wars make the men. I was like, never
Can't wait for ours. Here we go.
3, dude. It's fucking coming. World War 3 is here.
All right. Best performance. Who you guys gonna give it to on this one?
Cranston's too easy. I'm gonna give it to Carell.
Yeah. Crow was a close second for me, but I got to give it to Cranston. I mean, there's a couple moments where the accent is a bit shoddy, I'd say,
Yeah.
but
Agree.
overall, I think like he just really captures your attention and keeps it there.
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I went with
such a presence, just
Mhm.
overall as an actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got it. Got the stuff.
Who'd you go with? No, you said was it Cranston or
Yeah, it was Cranston.
Cranston?
Fishburne was my second closest because I was like, he's just solid. He's just
He's
like a
just, he's
solid.
just doing
He
what
like
he needs to
knows
do,
what he's
man.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like
He's just
Yeah.
doing the thing.
And he can't go
Yeah.
too far because of his character, so he really is just like
Right.
servicing that role.
Yeah, he's kind of like the stable guy, stable
And
role.
you're waiting the
Yeah.
whole movie for him to break, be like, he's gonna take a
Mhm.
drink or he's gonna
Yeah,
do something.
something. Yeah, it is nice that they let him like cuss pretty early on and
Mhm.
kind of let some of the tightness out. To I don't know. It would have been a
Yeah.
bit too stiff
Him
if
get
he was like that.
angry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, for sure. I agree.
You have any rebuttals, Joe, or what you got for performance?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just say Cranston. I
Hey,
really
man.
didn't like his character, but he did a good job. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point, I mean, like, I don't know. He
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
kind of a shitty.
It's a
Well,
bull in
maybe
a
not
china
maybe not
shop.
shit. He was good, but like,
Mhm.
I don't know. He's just like a scummy guy.
Definitely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or
They sell you on that pretty early when they're like eating at Fishburne's house and stuff, and
yeah, he's like,
everybody
what,
kind
is
of
she
like
retarded or whatever, and you're
yeah.
like, oh,
Everybody like kind of
When he says
understands
his
what this
wife
guy's
is
about. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, you know I don't mean it or whatever.
yeah. I just say shit like, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like 70% of the dialogue was Bryan Cranston. Like I feel like
Oh,
he's
wow.
just
Oh,
talking
yeah.
the whole fucking movie.
Definitely.
Just spouting. Yeah.
Leading him. Krell's just standing there, and then Fishburne will say a couple words just like of negativity toward him.
I
Yeah.
did find it interesting that Carell led with the fact, like, when he's describing his wife, she's like, yeah, she's slow, and that's what you want to lead with? Like,
Right.
that
Yeah.
Right.
Big
you
heart.
can walk
Big.
into that
Yeah.
one.
Right. Yeah. Bit awkward. It makes you question like what Carell's character is kind of written as. Like how dumb is he? How weird is he? But I think
Yeah.
Carell sells it as just like a kind of a loner, weird type of guy. But all right, Joe.
Naive.
Best scene. What do you got, man? Lead us.
Shit, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
No, I think I'd put mainly the scene when he just reveals like what happened to his son to the rest of them. Because I feel like up until that point, you got like a little bit of the tone when he said his wife died, but then I feel like it kind of just like solidifies like this movie when he reveals what happened to his son and that he wants them to go see him
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it was just like heavy. I don't know. Like I don't know. I mean, I felt it personally. I don't have kids, but I mean, like, I don't know,
Mhm.
man. If I did have a son and he fucking died, like,
Yeah.
went into the military, probably against like what I believe, because I
Right.
got fucking dishonorably discharged and put in fucking jail. And I don't know. And then my son fucking joins the military and gets killed for like nothing. I mean, he doesn't know it's nothing at that point, but like,
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
like
No.
the
Yeah.
emotions I would have to be like dealing with at that point, like I don't know, or the
Yeah.
shit that I would be feeling.
You can tell like it just instantly shifts. Like the two people he's with are like, oh, we're about to just like help this dude out no
Yeah.
matter what in that moment, Like,
Mhm.
and Fishburne's kind of like, but obviously it's like
That's
his
his
wife's
wife
gonna,
talking to him.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely really good. It's crazy too because he like reveals that his wife died in the dinner scene, and then they have the pie, and then he like breaks down even more. And it's just like Jesus Christ! Like if it was just the wife, I understood this movie, but now we're on this other layer, Like
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
good shit.
Yeah. Bryan Cranston's like, yeah, you going through like the worst thing a father or a husband
That could
could go
happen to
through.
somebody.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's rough. Heavy
It is.
stuff.
Best scene for me was the funeral scene, like in the hangar. I think that one had a lot going on. And I think this movie in general, it's pretty
What's
important.
the first funeral scene?
Yeah, I guess there's
Like the
many.
viewing.
Yeah, the viewing of it, right, in the hangar. Yeah. Because
That
there's
shithead
one at the
colonel.
end. Yeah, the Colonel, he played it well. I thought he was pretty good, honestly, in the role he was given. But he is he's towing the line, which is nice. Of like, dude, you don't want to look at it, man. Like, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. But then like, he's obviously pushing too far at times.
Mhm. I actually wanted more of that, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Nice.
one of my
Yeah. But for the movie, it was really important to sit in the situations that it established and kind of like feel the emotions that like happen through the situation. Even just like dialogue, that's obviously like Linklater's like before skills coming, where he's like, I can write a scene and keep going for 10 pages, you know, like, and that's great. But this one especially, it's like you need to feel the pain and like the emotions that the characters are with. So I thought that scene kind of really led you in different places with the characters really nicely, and just throughout the movie too. But
yeah, I mean the reveal of what actually happened to the son there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
In
and then they
that
go
setting,
back to back to Carell with it and kind of
Mhm.
deepen it the conflict. But also have just a note that the discussing Eminem scene is that's a pretty great scene. I like that. That was fun.
See, that's funny. That's one of my nitpicks. I want that gone. I
Really?
hated that scene.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a
I don't
couple
mind
of
it.
scenes where
Not
it's
good.
like
It felt
talking about
so
modern times.
forced. I'm just kind of like, there's no way you don't know who Eminem is, old man. All right. Like, I don't know.
That's
I'll
fair.
talk about
That's fair.
that with cell phones, but I feel that.
Yeah, like
Oh
when,
yeah, I
when
felt
he
that
put that
too.
on the radio, I was just like, is Eminem still like relevant? Like,
He's
I don't know.
he's been there a
And I'm
while.
like, I guess it's just for this reason that he has to point out that he's actually a white
That's-
dude, not a black dude.
Mhm.
Right. That's the only
So,
thing
yeah,
that bothered
it
me
was a
about
point,
it was like it felt forced because he had to have this. Well, my culture is green blooded or whatever, and I was just kind of like,
Right.
Yeah.
thanks. We knew that from all your speeches, my friend. But thank
Yeah.
you for bringing Eminem
Yeah.
into the mix for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was
that's fair.
nice to like bring out Fishburne's like younger, or I don't know, I guess not younger, but like his cool side, I guess, a little bit, where he knows what Eminem is or who Eminem
It's
is.
gangsta side.
Yeah. He's bumping that in the back of the church after Sunday fucking service, you know. Like,
Oh,
Bumping
that's not gross.
NWA.
Drinking that communion wine.
I'm thinking like up at the fucking front. Like,
yeah, at the podium or whatever.
Yeah. End
all
of service.
good
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other scenes?
Mine was when they visit the is it the mother or grandmother of the guy,
Yeah.
their friend who died.
Mhm.
Just because I was like, yeah, that was what tied the themes for me. It was like Cranston's kind of arc there, where it's
Yeah,
like,
it brings it
you know,
all.
maybe the lie is a good thing sometimes.
And for Carell too, like his character
Mhm.
needed that, or else he would probably never go back to like the trust or whatever that he needed, you know?
True. Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, this is poignant, and it got across everything I thought the movie was going for. So I was like, yeah,
Definitely.
Oh, I'm going to pick the bar sequence to mix it up in the beginning because that like actually showed us, and like I wasn't sure if I was gonna like Cranston's character, and then did the whole pizza thing, and I was like, oh okay, and then the dolly in shot or the zoom in there, and I was just kind of like, oh, I like this. This is really like proving his worth to the movie, so I can handle a
Right.
yammering Irish Italian man for this 2 hour runtime because he seems kind of somewhat like, oh, I can see where he's coming from. So
That's what's great too. Like I said,
rough surface.
Linklater just eases you in really nicely with those bar scenes in this one. You know, like Carell just comes to like hang out, but obviously like things evolve in ways, but you're already in it at that point when it gets deeper. You know, like because of those moments, like that scene, and just so good.
Yeah. It's big. Sets like Cranston's character's depth and their relationship up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, moving on to favorite prop or set.
Okay, guys, I waffled with this.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
You say the car?
I waffled with this one mainly because like, do I want to go for stolen valor here? Do I want some of those pins?
Yeah.
Do I want the folded
Can
flag,
I get the
right?
uniform and pull it off?
Yeah.
Give me the Bronx Star.
Dress blues.
Yeah, the dress blues.
Right.
Yeah.
I can wear a tuxedo anytime, any formal event.
Yeah.
Give me the blues.
It was
Look
working
good
for Cranston
anywhere.
at the end there. I mean, shit, you just gotta
Right?
put the uniform on.
Could be worth it.
Nice. I mean,
But
if there's no
for-
stigma attached, right? Fuck, it's just a prop.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't. With a clear conscience, I couldn't do that. So I went with something. I went with the Reverend's like white collar.
With a clear conscience?
I feel
this
fine
is-
impersonating
what would
clergy.
God
You won't
think?
take a fucking military uniform, but you'll take the fucking collar from a
You're gonna
broke
take
yeah.
God's valor?
Oh,
Like what the
yeah,
fuck,
heck,
dude?
Yes, sir. Hey,
Speaking
God
of
will
stealing
forgive me.
valor.
Yeah.
That's
If he's a
crazy,
God is-
man.
bad, you might be fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey,
What
his
are
whole
like?
deal is forgiveness. All right.
What are those though? I feel like you could probably just buy those on Amazon, right? Where it's like get the
Yeah.
priest
Yeah.
collar. What
Grab
is
a
it? Just like a
paper.
Hey, let
Yeah, what
me
is
look
it?
right now.
A white strip, just any
Right.
collared shirt. Like, yep, came here to bless this event.
Yeah. Do they? How many do you like? Do you think they have like 10 plus, or it's like they use the same few or something, or like?
Well, he just kept
They
his in
probably-
his pocket, so he just kind of like, let me take this out when it's convenient.
Yeah, right.
I got
Does
like
that be a priest
pack
real quick?
of 5
Got the jumbo
for
pack.
like $8.
Pack of 5 everybody.
Wait,
Yeah,
for real?
that sounds about right.
I don't know if that's like I don't know.
But he wants it signed by Lawrence Fishburne.
Here, we got a
Right,
pack of
that's
six
what
though,
you're
for
really-
$22.
That would be.
That'd be pretty sick,
cool.
honestly.
Yeah.
But
You
I
know,
wanted one of
white
the bar
collars
tab,
signed by fucking Lawrence Fishburne.
levers, the one with the naked girl, well, half naked girl. I thought that would
That would be
Nice.
cool.
I would want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
the one of the
Yeah.
only unique tabs that he had up there.
For your own bar.
I didn't have one that I really want, but I put the plate of ham dinner that they have. Just something so relatable and kind of sad about that plate. You know, and it's just like that
That
looks
was
like
just
a
hungry.
decent meal, but it's like,
That was just hungry watching this
Yeah.
movie. He's like, shit, I could eat something.
but it's like that. It didn't look that great though. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the prop was
Oh,
well
yeah,
done
yeah.
because it's like, you know, that's like a fine ham dinner. You know, like for like some 60 to 70-year-old people or whatever. Like, yeah, it's nice.
Got the job done.
Yeah.
I'll probably just go with the dress blues.
All
Yeah.
right,
Fuck it.
shit.
Take them.
All right, Joe,
Yeah.
we're going for stolen. Yeah, everything. Let's do it.
Yeah, fuck it.
The next event,
Do it for the pussy, okay?
right?
I'm
Gotta
sure.
get that cash, bro. Gotta get that cash.
It's that easy. All right, what's your guys' double feature for this one? This one's kind of a tough one, a different one.
I didn't think of one for this
Yeah.
one. So
I just said get
Probably
full
Full Metal
on like
Jacket.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like go full on like
Yeah.
PTSD. Go. I haven't seen Apocalypse Now, but I feel like that's the one you should probably watch with this. So like,
I thought about it a lot just because Lawrence Fishburne plays an 18-year-old soldier in,
Oh.
in that.
shit.
Like
That's
he's
tough.
18 years old in that
Oh
movie.
shit!
well,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
Just get
Huh.
that fucking visceral experience, and then watch this one to calm down, and then just like have these little like PTSD kicks 40 years later or whatever. You know, like
Yeah. His journey.
Yeah, I thought about that, but Full Metal Jacket, I think I would pair with this
that's
one,
yeah, good one too.
just
Good.
because
It's a good
you know
one.
you have anti-Vietnam shit going on. So
That's true. Yeah, a lot of that like first part too is pretty
yeah,
poignant for that. Yeah. What you guys got? Any other? You got one, Joe?
Not really. I don't watch a lot of war movies, so I would assume one of those. I'd probably just go with Apocalypse Now. But for some reason, at the beginning of this movie, it reminded me of Fast Food Nation. I don't really know why. I think it was just because like it's based on a book, and it also is just like I don't know, trying to get across this like point that probably everybody has like dealt with in some kind of way, but it's never like laid out like this, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of his deeper movies, I'd say, about like a
Yeah.
harder theme.
Yeah.
To talk-
like
yeah.
definitely like
Right.
this was a lot better than Fast Food Nation. I'll say that. And like the
Interesting.
emotional stakes are like higher. I don't know.
Oh,
For
yeah,
sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Much more intimate.
Alex, you gonna watch Fast Food Nation, man?
I know. I was looking at Linklater's stuff when I was making his list. I'm like, damn it, I gotta watch fucking Fast Food Nation still.
Next week, right? We're gonna be doing rankings. This is it.
I know.
This
I
is
gotta
it.
I gotta get it in. I'll
Yeah.
get it in. Don't worry. I have a week off, so I mean, I
Oh,
have
yeah,
nothing
you're
but
fucked.
time.
Nice, man.
Oh yeah,
When
you
it's-
want to pick a different day too? Because Thursday's Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Is Thanksgiving
true.
a busy day for you, Joe?
You
or
guys
something?
celebrate or something?
Yeah, what? You got something going
Sure,
on?
I'll be on.
I mean, I could be down for like Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe, or something, depending on what I'm doing Wednesday.
It's fine.
I'd probably
I could do
prefer
that, yeah.
Tuesday if that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could try it.
Shit. Okay, well, that's soon. That's soon now. Okay.
Yeah, now I gotta
wrap it
cram
up.
Fast Food Nation
Yeah,
in
now
my
you gotta
ass,
binge.
so-
I'll just take all of
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Dedicated
Nice.
to this. ranking my fucking 25 fucking Linklater movies.
Yeah,
there's a
goddamn.
lot. There's a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, moving on through Last Flag Flying. Are we into recasting? Who would you recast?
Yeah. I
Yes.
put Steve Carell for this one.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's Alex's best performance. Fight.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
No, I like.
Who would you
I
replace
think
him
you're.
with, huh? Hmm?
I thought about because I thought when you brought this question, it's like, should we get rid of this? I was like, I was like, the way I approach this now is like not just like, who should I get rid of this movie? I thought of it as like, who should I replace this with? Who would be better in this role?
Mhm.
And hear me out. Michael Shannon. All right, Michael Shannon could have played like I know he's got the stigma of like a villain and kind of, but like what I wanted from Steve Carell's character, because I think he's a little underwritten. I get he's like grieving and all that, was like more believable, like anger and some outrage. I think Michael Shannon could have brought that to that
I
character.
can see that working.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a bit too grungy, where it's like he's kind of getting into Cranston territory a bit, but like
Yeah.
it could work if
Little
he
I can
reined
see
it
him
in.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Or
can
like,
see
it'd
him
be a
like
challenge
having
for
the
him, right?
calm demeanor and just being like, "This is what's
Yeah.
up," and then later just like freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like
Really
silent until he's
going there.
not. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could work. That could work.
Yeah. Okay. Good. But that's my main gripe with the Crow character. So
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
Personally, for this one, I kind of don't. I guess I lied about the text earlier because I don't really have anybody to recast for this.
Wow.
I do for the
either.
next one.
Yeah.
That's fun.
This one I didn't really
I
have
got-
anyone either.
Yeah, I got one for the next one. See, this is one of my favorite categories, just because I like to think who could play this better. But this, honestly, it was pretty solid. I mean, the trio was pretty solid. They had good chemistry, all of them. I mean,
yeah,
I liked it.
I was like, Washington character. No, I mean I liked him in it, and like the Colonel character. I was like, maybe the Colonel, you could have like packed that up more of a punch, but like I thought he was fine. He kind of toes it to being a little skeezy and not as powerful as he wants to be, and like.
And he pulled it together at the end when he yelled at Washington, because like you
right.
can kind of like fighting with his real side, like human side, but then he's like, nope, stick with it. Like
you're gonna kill him before he does that.
Yeah.
That's not an order.
Yeah.
That's not an order.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Sure. Okay. Moving on to
that's a good
nitpicks.
line for him. You got a personal problem. It's like, I think you have a personal problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to have that Washington character as like another vessel for like disenchantment of the military a bit too,
Yeah, he's like
with the crew.
One of my major nitpicks, because we're moving on to nitpicks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my major nitpicks was Washington's choice to stick with the whole get him in his blues or keep him in his blues for his burial. Like, I feel like at that point in the story, I feel like he would be more on the side of Steve Carell wanting to put him in something. I mean, good thing he did, because at the end, obviously, he wanted to be buried in uniform, because he says it in his letter. So it kind of like relieved that nitpick a little. I just feel like Washington's character, just saying that, it made him feel more like a army machine type thing, and I feel at that point he was kind of released from that.
Yeah,
I feel that he was on a journey and he kind of, I guess, reverted, but also he's still in the military, so like you kind of have to too, which sucks. But like, I feel that.
Interesting. Mine was like opposite, because I was like, with the whole Cranston story, it's like you still have the respect for your brothers, like who you served with or whatever.
That's
so
true.
It made sense to me. But I get what you're saying. Like,
I feel like for Cranston's character, for me,
kind of the point.
I feel like he just like craved the structure of the military more than like regular life.
And like being the rowdy dude with a bunch of dudes, and
yeah, that's fair.
My nitpick, we talked about it a bit earlier, but I like how this, you kind of realize this movie's in like mid 2000s, I believe, if I'm right. Because
I
at first,
with the age thing, kind of too, I assumed it was like 5 to 10 years like prior, but like, even with like the cell phones, I assumed too that it was like
a bit older.
It was whenever Bush #2 was in office, so
Right. They have
I wasn't
Saddam getting
Yeah.
captured in the background, which is like
Yeah.
a nice
Oh,
element to the
gotcha.
war of it all. But the thing that really I did not enjoy, like the nitpick, is the cell phone. There's a lot of cell phone talk in this, and it's like trying to be like, look at these phones, aren't they cool? Like
Yeah.
5 to 8 years after like they really took off or whatever when you have an iPhone. So it definitely feels dated. And there's a whole scene in there where they're at a phone store, and that's one scenes I'm like, you don't need this scene in the movie. Like,
Yeah,
I
that was the biggest
agree
one for me.
100%. I was
Yeah.
thinking the entire time they're in there, I'm like, why are they in like a kiosk to buy cell phone plans? Like,
they're talking about
this
minutes
doesn't.
and stuff, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, like, go to a T-Mobile store, an AT&T store, Singular Wireless. I don't know if that was still around at this time, but like, goddamn, you don't
Like,
go
it's a
to
fun
Owen no
scene,
more.
and like, is it really just to serve that we missed the train now because of this? You know, because we're
Right.
talking about minutes. It's
I more
just
thought it was like Bryan Cranston like really liked having the phone, and like he would have never gotten one on his own, and I feel like it just showed like his like kind of codependence on like his friends or like other people, and he doesn't really have anybody
Mm.
like that in his life.
I guess that's true.
I
Yeah.
totally agree though that the scene should have been cut. I mean, but that's like
Yeah,
what I
man.
got out of it though. But
My,
Yeah. No, I
my
mean that's
whole,
fair.
yeah. I feel
They're
like
like
that
helping
whole
each other
area.
branch out in weird
Mm.
ways.
I thought that whole area of the movie could have been restructured, dude. He's like, give me more of the Colonel kind of pursuing, because he's like so vehement about trying to get him buried in Arlington Cemetery. I was like, give me more of the Colonel, like almost like chasing them, so that it's like more of like, I don't know, a race to get him back home in a way. And then you have like the poignant moment, and you can cut that whole missing the train bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this whole thing could be remade in a way.
Yeah, you could do some work here in that.
so like the
But-
final
book
2/3.
That was my-
apparently was
one of my
written in
nitpicks.
2004. So like I'm wondering if it just took place in 2004.
Probably.
And like I'm wondering if like that cell phone scene is like actually in the book.
Yeah, it
'Cause,
might
like,
be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel
maybe.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
There,
a
it's
fun
probably just-
scene.
Yeah.
It's fine, but it like derailed a lot of it, like the momentum that was leading before it in a way.
Yeah.
But
And then my
nit-
only other nitpick,
yeah,
I was gonna say, was were they just wearing the same fucking clothes throughout all of it? Like, because they kind of like spur of the moment go.
I didn't even think
It's
about
like, I was just like, this is
Stinky
nasty,
motherfuckers.
dude.
I didn't
Yeah.
think about that either, but yeah.
that. I guess
was like,
so.
where did they get clothes? Yeah, that's a small one, but I was like, this is.
Yeah.
You know what was another great moment? I was just thinking of the same clothes and the fact that how Bryan Cranston definitely smelled like cigar smoke the entire time then, if they're wearing the same clothes. Like,
He's smoking a cigar in the fucking hotel bed, dude.
you know,
Like,
I
trying to
really like
sleep.
the scene when he's hearing Lawrence Fishburne talk about how he's like, oh, they're in a better place, and he just flicks the ash off, and he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Enough.
I gotta say something.
Ooh, yeah, the smells. Oof. Now that I'm thinking about it.
And like everybody's got to smell like that, especially in the hotel room, because I mean, when I would smoke with buddies cigars in his garage, and like we would have the garage door open, but it was like so thick, and we'd all just stink to shit for the rest of the night. So it's just like, I know these motherfuckers are stinky.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay, any other nitpicks before we get into some praise?
No, I'm good. If you guys are.
Cool. What you guys got for clever girl category?
Mine was the angel and demon on his shoulder, or angel and devil. That was a nice little touch to kind of. I mean, obviously Lawrence Fishburne's the angel. He's the priest or pastor or whatever you want to call him. Then you have Cranston, complete opposite.
Yeah.
That was good.
Nice.
Liked it.
Yeah,
Good
smart.
visual storytelling.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Yeah.
Mine is, I liked the touch of having Washington have whatever condition he had with that ear, the bug that bit him or whatever. I feel like it's just like a nice like visual metaphor for like he's still dealing with like the trauma like directly. Like it's festering right now,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, man.
Yeah. Mine was the son voicing the letter at the end. It was something I was like, as soon as he handed it to him, I was like, oh man,
I want to
you
hear
better
it.
read
Yeah.
I
it.
know. I was
Yeah.
like,
100%.
are we gonna
Yeah.
like even know what this letter says, or like?
Right. Right.
When it
And I was
kicked
like,
in,
if
I was
Steve
just like,
Carell,
yes.
yeah, I teared up a little bit. I was like, okay, you got me. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So I was happy to. That was
And I
decent.
might have missed this, but he did bury him next to his wife, right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
It all worked out in the end in like this cosmic weird
Yeah.
way. Then, yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
It was nice.
Yeah. If you know, it's a feel good movie at the end of the day. That's what it's really all about, you know. But you think are we moving on? Is that it? Yeah. Right. Could a TikToker watch this one?
No.
I put no.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, what was it like? What's a TikTok video that you can
I
make
feel
out
like
of this?
TikTokers are pro-military, right?
Well, that's what I was like. I was like picturing like a robot voice of like, can you believe that when people die in war, they're sent to a hangar and their parents come and there's only donuts? Like, I just pictured a video like that of like people like, whoa,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy. Oh my god,
That's crazy.
The TikTok
We can
AI
totally
voice.
relate to that. Let's bring their suffering into our lives and make
Right.
it. Yeah.
I need to share this.
Yeah.
People have to know.
But no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Sequel, prequel, or remake? It's kind of a toughie, man.
I want a sequel so I can see if Steve Carell goes into business with Bryan Cranston with the bar. You
Yeah,
know?
I'd be down for
Yeah.
that.
Just their shenanigans.
Maybe loop in Colonel Washington somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets back from
man.
war after a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
Bouncing.
Lawrence
Yeah.
Maybe
Fishburne
he
could be in there,
dies,
Justice
so they have to go
Bond.
transport his body. You know, who
Man.
knows?
Yeah,
Oh
something.
God. Yeah.
It's dark, man. Life is dark,
It
dude.
is dark. I mean, it's a
Sometimes you
heavy
got to get
movie.
depressing. All right.
Heavy
Yeah.
sequel.
Gotta face it.
It warrants it.
I said you could do both here. I think with the prequel, any movie that brings up like this event that happened that the characters are always referencing of like, oh shit, you remember when we did that thing? It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
You could
like
do
it
that.
could've been,
Yeah.
like, in Vietnam, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my thought
The
too.
people in Vietnam. You can make that. I mean, that's easy. I was like, what about a sequel though? Like in the vein of what you just said, I was like, maybe a sequel with Washington in like 30 years. He's old, and he's like, you have like his story, and then
His
maybe
buddies. He goes into
Yeah.
his friend's bar.
exactly,
shit.
and then
Oh,
maybe
shit.
like
They're talking
you
about
see
their
one or
friend
two of the
Larry who died
crews.
back in the day.
Right. It's a
Hot
sequel,
jokes.
man. You got to do the same thing, only a little bit different, you know. But you could just have like one or two of the
Steve
main
Carell's there
crew.
randomly.
Exactly.
Really
They pop
fucking
in,
old.
old age veteran, get a little flavor
Did you
there.
guys know Richard Linklater's been working on this for 14 years now? So
It's coming.
it's in the works. Yeah.
Wow,
I'm
that's
I'm
gonna be
just
great.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
That's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Holy shit.
It's called
Yeah,
Soldierhood.
Soldierhood. Yeah. Filmed every war for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other
Why, in
ideas?
parentheses, if you don't go to college or if you skip college.
Yeah.
I mean, that's too shitty. I don't
Any other prequels or remakes, or is that it?
No,
Yeah.
you
That's
hit the
it.
my prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right there for you on a plate.
Yeah.
But how many stars, boys? What's the rating?
3.5.
That was
3.5.
Went down from
That's
3.5
what I
to
gave
3.
it. Yeah.
But,
It's a
eh.
solid movie, man. You know, I thought about
Yeah.
4 stars of just like straight up. It's you don't really see a story exactly told in this direct way with like the road trip, the military, the old age.
Yeah.
Kind of a nice
Yeah.
blend. But you know, like you said, in the second act, it takes some turns that it's like, you know, it's
know.
too
That's
heavy.
the
Yeah.
thing.
That was my first gut reaction was 4 stars. That's why I stewed on it because there was a couple things about it that I was just like, am I sure about this? So overall, 3.5 is what I think is
On
a good spot.
on rewatch, maybe
Yeah.
it'll bump up. Because like to be quite honest, I was thinking about like 20 years from now or 30 years from now when like all these actors are gone, rest in
Yeah.
peace. I'm gonna watch this movie
After
again and be
World
like,
War
this
III.
movie's great. After World War III, and I have more of a military history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
you're-
it's gonna
I'm
hit so much
dead.
deeper. Yeah.
We've all served in the militia.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I might like it. Like it's like, oh man, look at these 3 great actors. Like they're just like doing their shit together, and you know,
Yeah.
it's just I'll just
Yeah.
enjoy more maybe.
Yeah, That's a good point. Give it to
But I mean, yeah, good talk on The Last Flag Flying. Glad we finally watched it. Now on to Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Probably the most under the radar of Linklater's movies, besides maybe Me and Orson Welles.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely didn't even know that this was his movie when it came out in 2019. When I vaguely heard of it.
I've never
I
heard
remember
of it.
seeing one advertisement for it in the theaters before one of my movies, and I thought, "Oh, that looks weird."
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what is that? Yeah. I don't know. Not gonna see it because I'm pretty sure it bombed.
Kate
I
Blanchett
feel
without elf ears?
Like I liked Kate Blanchett at the end, at least, and like how she got over the struggle and stuff. I feel like what held this movie back was literally just her family and all of the rest of the fucking bullshit family dynamics that came with it. I wasn't even like compelled when they like had the intervention, because like realistically she didn't even seem that bad to me. I thought like
You're on her
she's like,
side.
is this I was actually, but like I don't know, it just like wasn't compelling enough. And also just like the dad was a piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
in the side-by-side scene, like that 70s show scene, basically, where they're like cutting between the two, where they're explaining like previous events in one of the fucking many exposition dumps of this movie. It's like they're explaining that she has 4 fucking miscarriages, and then also fucking loses her like this house that she had spent years designing, which is basically like another one of her kids. Like, I mean, that's like some heavy shit. But you find it out from her. The dad does not mention any of that shit or take responsibility for selling the house ever in this movie at all.
No, till
and
the
it's
end.
like he's like, I'm so disconnected from you, like but like it's like I don't even know if you knew why she was like upset, dude. Like,
well, at the end,
like,
he's in fucking like Antarctica or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I stopped supporting her creative endeavors. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
I like the last 20 years.
What
What
the
was
fuck?
I
I don't
doing?"
know. That's why I'm just like, dude, like this was super unnecessary to have a fucking family in here. Like her story itself, I feel like could have been compelling if it was just like rewritten. Because like, and you just took out all of the comedic elements out of this movie and just made it a drama. Like,
Bro,
and
wait
then
a
had
minute.
her.
This was supposed to be funny.
I personally thought that parts of this were supposed to be a comedy, but I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah,
but
you gotta push it.
Were, but I don't think it.
Anyway, basically,
there were like lines that were like, oh, they're going for something kind of kooky here. But
yeah, definitely.
Because it was like hard to pin down a vibe, basically.
Right.
You got to go one direction, drama or more goofy, because it really sits in that middle ground. That's not the best.
But I guess like for me, when she got to like the South Pole and like figured out like she was going to design this thing, that was like the most interesting part of the movie for me. Like the last like 20 minutes,
for sure.
But mainly just about actually like Bernadette, and I didn't give a shit about her family. I just want to reiterate again.
I just want to say again, I hate her family. I fucking hate the family.
This is perfect. What you're saying, Joe, what you just said, man, about it's writing that middle ground where it's just you don't know. This movie, my one word review, deranged. I don't know. It just felt so
Bernadette.
Crazy. Because it's like literally just moments of like fucking nothing to like an exposition dump to like nothing to an exposition dump, and it's like you could have just melded this out.
Dumps are so weirdly placed. Like they're watching them on YouTube. Like they don't know their own fucking selves or their own fucking mom, and it just felt like this is how you want to explain this through them Googling themselves or the daughter Googling her mom. It's fucking strange.
That is weird. Yeah. I said this movie should be called "Where Are We, Bernadette?" because I was lost. Like in the story, I was like, "What situation am I in?"
Find out like what Bernadette's deal even was.
Straight up,
like you don't really even find out until like 3/4 of the way into the movie, and like at that point you're like, okay, I get it, but like. You made me hate her, basically. Like
it's not believable at that point where I'm like, what the fuck was she doing with the Russian shit? I was like, what? Where did this come from?
When they started saying that, I'm like, wait, what is going on right now? Like, I don't know. Like,
and what's the talk about Microsoft? Like, I don't get it.
I didn't understand the Microsoft either. But were you memeing us then, Matt, when you said you loved it?
It was a
Ah,
meme.
my
It's
God.
bad.
I couldn't
I'm
tell
so
ya.
glad then. I was a little
No.
worried that I'm like, am I? 'Cause I felt the same way. When I say deranged, I mean I was confused. Like
It was
this movie
tough.
felt
It was
crazy
a tough movie to
to
get
me.
through. Where I said like last movie, like Linklater is usually really good at just like, oh yeah, I'm here. What is this one? Listen. This one
Yeah.
just like immediately kind of like pushes you away in a way that's like, oh, I don't know if I really
Yeah.
want to watch this one, but
But like
no,
And like
I
also,
get
he
that.
usually knows
this
how
was
people
based on a book
interact.
too.
Yeah, that's what I kind of was like. It's the source material,
That's what
and
I
it felt
assumed
like there
too.
was a lot of like last minute cutting to bring down the runtime, maybe because it just felt like something was
Still
missing.
kind of long though in general,
It
but
is, yeah.
yeah, no,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
that it's a weird
Lawrence
like hack
Fishburne
job.
really
It
didn't
seems
even
like
need to be in this.
nah, not at
Or
all.
Kristen Wiig, like I don't know. It's just like, why did these neighbors or these people? I don't know. And then they're like,
How does it all connect?
she ran this mom over, but like she wasn't even near the car. She just like tripped over when
Yeah.
she fucking
That's a
sped
comedic
away.
scene. That's definitely a comedic. Like she's like playing at the
Yeah.
idea that she was like acting as if she got ran over when she really didn't. That's
Mhm.
I got that
Oh,
one.
I was supposed to
That's
laugh.
why I'm just like, this is, I don't know. It just didn't fit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they had gone for a more manic tone, like from jump to like sell and then not do the exposition, like lead us into why Bernadette is like this.
Mhm.
or like
Without
I
the-
don't know.
Have
Maybe it's
that
Bernadette
would
like,
be
go
better.
somewhere.
yeah, like
Like
her
she
and her
doesn't go
husband
somewhere
moved.
for an hour
It
and
was
a
like
half.
when they moved to Seattle, right after like the project failed, and then she gets a divorce from her shitty husband, and then she fucking goes to the South Pole, finds herself, and fucking figures out her next project.
Ditch the
just figured out it was way
family.
better.
I'm sick of
I
them.
mean,
We got it loud and clear, dude.
That was another part that fucking struck me off. Like when she goes to the South Pole, it's like she loves her daughter so much, but like she is just ready to drop everything. And then she's like, "Well, I gotta call him and see if it's okay." I was like, "Oh, now no, you remember you have a family.
Yeah.
Thank God." I was
It's
starting to worry.
it's
for
a
second.
wild decision that she's like, I can't go to the South Pole for the whole movie, and then she decides to go to the South Pole and not with her family. Like that's just like
yeah.
like
Yeah.
to be Joe. I respect that you defend Bernadette, but to be quite honest, I'm not on Bernadette's side. I don't really
Yeah,
understand
100%.
That's what I'm
her.
saying. I would be on the side because in my mind, she doesn't have a family.
There, okay, yeah. No one to answer to, no one to
You
like
created
burn.
a different character for Bernadette because she is insufferable and she makes
Oh,
stupid
I know.
decisions.
She's tough.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
But her husband, though, I will say, is just as bad. And well, I'll get to him later about like the characterization of that character. But I agree,
what a
like
robot!
He's a piece of
Holy
shit.
fuck!
Right. Right.
it's bad. It's bad. All the characters are not.
He was
not
definitely not
good.
recast.
Same
Like
here.
a lot of people were recast.
Cast the bull. That's for sure. Yeah. But before, okay, but I just want to say before we get into it, I just want to commend this movie that it is like maybe the only female-led Linklater movie, besides like the before movies, I guess if you classify those ones. But usually it's a dude because that's what Linklater knows and that's what he's good at writing.
And half the time,
And you can talk. And it's Ethan Hawke, and Ethan Hawke is a good actor, and he brings you in very easily. And Kate Blanchett, I really think she's a good actor, but this character does not bring you in at all. But
Nope.
No.
that's me. And then is this the only Linklater movie that has a voiceover? I was thinking about
Oh my
that.
God. Talk about
Oh,
grading
shit.
as well.
It's
Like,
bad.
what
Wait,
was
there's
the
a.
point of that?
When was the voiceover?
It's the daughter.
She's just talking about random bullshit
Oh yeah, you're right.
and trying to be like, "This is profound. Listen to this." Like, I don't give a fuck. Go back on
Yeah.
YouTube and give me some more exposition instead of
Yeah, seriously.
talking.
Can
I
we
don't
put
know.
Lawrence Fishburne and Steve Zahn on again? Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
Please.
Nah, that's yeah. I didn't really like the voiceover. Didn't really need it.
I'm pro voiceover, but
Nah,
this one just pissed me off for some reason. Maybe it was just because
Yeah.
I was angry in general and it just like amplified it. But yeah, it just felt so wrong to have a voiceover. Man.
What do you think the budget was for this movie?
12.
12?
12
I'll
mil.
say like
12
15.
mil? I was gonna say 15. Yeah.
I guess it was 18.
18 mil?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it seemed justified. But how much do you think it made at the box office?
8.
Wait, was this the
10.
Amazon? This wasn't the Amazon one, right?
No, this one came
Oh,
out,
this
right?
one
Yeah.
did? Yeah.
10?
Or at least there is a box office.
20?
number.
No, it didn't make 20. No.
8.
It's 11.
Okay.
So lost out on.
Yikes. That's not even a big hurdle, really. I mean,
Yeah.
yikes. Yikes. It's a bummer because Kate Blanchett should be better, but this one may be her worst role, in my opinion. Anyways, should we get into the categories?
And like some of the themes, just real quick, were just so on the nose that it was kind of offensive. Like when she takes the fucking plant out of the floor, like, oh wait, this house in Seattle is suffocating her where she can't grow. Oh, maybe she should run away. I don't know. Like, come on. And the dog, how did the dog get in that fucking thing? Somebody tell me. He got
Yeah,
thumbs? And what about the dog? They're all in Antarctica. Who's watching the fucking dog?
Wait, they have a dog?
Oh, Joe,
yeah,
did you watch
man.
this
I
movie?
didn't know. Hey, there were commercials. I don't fucking know.
No,
And
that's
then like
yeah.
when she finally gets to Antarctica, it's another like the theme just slaps you in the face where oh she has to get lost to find herself. Like, oh thanks.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
She's
Dude,
got to
also,
escape.
I'm pretty sure it cuts to 5 weeks earlier at the very beginning.
it does.
It
For
did
what?
not
Yeah,
seem like 5 weeks.
That's all
I'm
that
just
was.
saying.
Wow, yeah,
Maybe
that's
I
pretty
maybe I
fast.
didn't actually. I don't know. I didn't know they had a dog, so maybe I didn't actually watch half the movie. But it seemed like a week max.
Dude, honestly,
You
the
watched
sense
the
of time
Bernadette
is kind of
movie where
wonky.
Kate Blanchett played a single mom or a widower, and so you watched the unrated version,
No, I
director's
mean,
cut.
Dude, but
if you told
also,
me that this was like a few months, though, I'd be like, oh yeah, like
Yep.
right.
it kind of feels like a weird. You don't really know what the timeline is. in a
yeah,
way.
I guess that's true.
How long does it take to get to Antarctica, man? I
Dude,
would think
yeah.
like a while.
That's one of
on
my
boat.
nitpicks later. We'll get to
That's
that.
true. Huh.
I'm just glad that they mentioned like you can only get to the peninsula of Antarctica. Like I thought they were just gonna let that slide, but they said only
Yeah,
like researchers and stuff, scientists can go actually into Antarctica because it's super heavily like guarded. Like they send boats and confiscate crafts from people who try to go to Antarctica. So
I've
like
seen
the
the
government's
thing.
got it locked down.
I know what's going on down there.
hmm
But
some testing, some
anyway,
government fucking testing.
Yeah, they got the
I mean, all I'm
aliens
saying
down
is
there.
people under the ground,
Mm,
the first beings, they're there,
you're right.
baby.
Yeah, the
The Earth
aliens
is flat.
with their weird ice shit underneath the ice. Their purple
Yep.
Yeah,
ice. Wait, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
guys
it
use?
ice
is.
The purple ice?
Yep.
that's where
Yep.
the predator fought the alien. I'm pretty sure.
Oh
So
I think
yeah.
I think
definitely
it's
They
all
turned
down
the
there,
ice
honestly.
purple instead of green.
Should we
Like
go to
NASA.
Antarctica?
right.
Shit.
This is where
Need to
the
see
the
this.
first man who flew to Antarctica, he got the warnings from the people underground about nuclear war. You guys know about that?
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
It's a
read that
rabbit
one.
hole. We won't get into it. We won't get into it.
We'll get into that one later, yeah, for sure.
A
I
different
want to hear
rabbit
more on
hole.
that. All right, let's get into some categories now, right? Let's get through this bad boy.
Yeah.
What's the theme in this movie? What did you guys
Oh,
get?
boy.
Gotta get lost to find yourself.
Yeah, honestly, like
I said
that's
mental health, bro. Fucking
yeah, I
figure out.
guess.
Check your
I mean, I
mental.
guess. I don't know.
I said sometimes you go a little crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's
you gotta
it.
pop
Almost
them
felt
pills like
like,
Skittles,
look,
baby.
if you,
That's right.
I don't know, like, if you had 4 fucking miscarriages and then also lost this house that, like, was a big project of your life.
I would take my daughter with me to Antarctica. Yes. Okay, but
Well,
continue.
no, I guess, like, wouldn't you
Agreed.
think about, like, talking to somebody?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, like,
yeah.
you're going
Oh,
I mean,
to,
they
right.
bring it up.
I
Maybe
mean,
she's like, "You
I
want to
don't
talk to somebody?" I don't know. I don't need to talk. It's like, well,
Yeah, I don't know.
you should
I
talk to
just,
somebody. Like,
yeah,
Right.
I mean, I get it. If you like have a good spouse that you can talk to, then don't talk to anybody. But the
Mhm.
fact that she has
yeah.
nobody that she
fucking
can
Billy
like
Crudup.
discuss things with,
He definitely doesn't understand.
Right.
No.
A coder, a fucking
Yeah, fucking
I mean,
Microsoft
borderline
boy.
AI
Fucking
himself. Yeah.
rich fucking piece of prep school motherfucker.
Bill Gates,
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg.
right. They both went to prep school, all right? All right. They both went to prep
Yeah.
school.
Hey.
I guess that's true.
All
Props to
right.
him.
All right. Favorite shot. Do you guys have one?
I
Let's
don't.
put the nature shots in Antarctica. That was like bringing some
Yeah.
planet Earth.
Great
thing.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that too.
The boat crashing through the
That's all I
waves.
have.
Oh yeah.
I
I
guess
had.
Yeah,
like
okay.
the end,
Yeah.
the very end when they're like building the base
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
stuff.
Oh,
like
the
in real
like
life.
credits.
That was really
Yeah.
cool. I
That
liked
was
that a
cool.
lot.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
probably the best part of the movie for me.
Nice.
It made me feel something.
Yeah. I had the seasickness shot, probably pretty close to the waves crashing shot, but they're like in the boat and you have Kate Blanchett selling it. You see the bottle roll and it's like it's a
Mhm.
wobbly angle.
Good stuff.
Good shit.
I felt that so hard. I was like, I would really like to do this because I liked Alaska, and I think this would be fun too. but I cannot do boats. Like we did an excursion in Alaska on a boat, and it was like 12 hours, and I was
Ooh.
on death's bed the entire time. So
Damn, really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
okay.
I don't
I
know.
missed it all.
Wow.
Hmm.
I have been on a boat before for like lobster fishing and shit. Survived.
Yeah.
Didn't really get. I mean, long term though, I don't know how I'd fare.
Wait, like you were lobster fishing?
Yeah, man. I'm a
Yeah,
lobster
in
fisherman.
Maine.
Did I not tell you guys that? That's
Like just
By
catch
night?
some?
no, yeah, yeah. I mean, they just pull a cage out of the ocean and it's like, we caught one. It's like, okay.
Hooray!
Don't understand. It's natural at fucking catching
Yeah,
lobster.
I reached
alright?
in
And
the
cooking it up.
reached in the water and grabbed 2 lobsters and just they were. I caught
One
them.
was the blue, the rare bluish lobster.
Yeah,
You know, there's only like
the shiny one.
I
Yes.
was actually reading like this National Geographic article though about like the bay that like connects to Maine, where like they get a lot of lobster from.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I don't know, basically how like the water stream like moves up. Somehow like that bay is just like really fucking warm. So all the
Yeah, these
lobsters
where
are
lobsters
like
are chilling.
also the like larvae are like dying basically.
Oh,
Oh,
So
They are not chilling. They are
no,
not.
Too hot.
It's a bad thing.
Too
It's
hot.
a bad thing.
gotcha.
more World War III shit, more global warming shit. Is that
Pretty much, yeah.
End of
Okay.
days, bro. End of...
good to know?
Oh, yeah.
Good to know that the sea
Read that-
life is
read
dying too.
Revelations, man.
Yep.
That's right in here.
Here we go.
Lobsters will be dying.
Yep. We going to Antarctica to live,
Hope you
just like
enjoyed those
Bernadette.
lobsters that you caught, Matt, because they're dying, all of
Yeah,
them.
they're
Yeah,
dead. All their
that's fucked
kids
up,
dead. That's fucked up.
Direct
All right.
cause.
Yeah. It wasn't my fault.
Where were we?
I didn't catch it. I swear.
Yeah, what category are we on?
Yeah. Favorite quote. Favorite quote.
Didn't have
I
one.
didn't, yeah, I did. I
Never
couldn't
really
find
had
one.
quotes.
This one was tough. The dialogue was not great. You know, like I was like,
No.
that line's fine. Like I wanted to like one
Yeah.
enough to like praise it, but
It just felt like a Hallmark movie on a budget.
I feel
Like,
that.
Yeah.
a decent Hallmark movie with a budget. Like even the soundtrack that's just kind of like pittering through the background the whole time. Like, am I watching the Hallmark Channel right now? Why is
Yeah.
this music playing? Turn this
Yeah.
fucking shit
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, you nailed that. Yeah,
That is fair. Yeah.
that's the deal.
Huh.
Okay, best performance. Also, pretty tough category. Pretty tough
I'm
on
gonna
this one.
veto this one as well. I got
Ouch.
nothing.
Yeah.
Did the daughter?
I'm just gonna say Kate
Thought it was
Blanchett,
fine.
because again, she didn't have a family.
If guys
The
just
whip.
imagine. No, I mean she was
She would have done so much better. It would have
Yeah.
been written so much better.
like trying to
There's-
play a different type of character, but I just couldn't latch on to her decisions as much.
Yeah.
Yes.
She couldn't pull off the sarcastic bullshit that she was trying to pull off. I don't know.
Right.
Like when she throws her phone in the thing, this is me saying goodbye to technology or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that didn't land.
That's
Yeah.
just
Sure you don't
corny
want to
as
retake that one?
You're not
Yeah.
playing Galadriel, Kate. Please, can we, breathe some life into this one, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one's tough. I was like, even this, like all the supporting characters, I was like, man, even they're not very good. Like Judy
They're such
Greer, I was
bizarre
like,
choices. Why are they picking these comedic characters to play?
yeah.
these-
I feel bad because like Kristen
Yeah.
Wiig's not a bad actor, but I feel like she's played so many terrible characters and like obnoxious characters in her life and like
Yeah.
SNL and whatnot that she's
Yeah.
kind of just like burned her bridges of like seriousness.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Bummer. I said maybe Lawrence Fishburne in this movie because he's just Lawrence Fishburne and he's doing his shit, you know, and that's great.
Yeah, he's got the
Hey,
stuff.
for best actor? Yeah, sure. I'll second that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the lead actress. No, it's Lawrence Fishburne who's in 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Who sits there and listens to a long tangent of Kate Blanchett talking. And
Yeah, and he's
says, "Are
just
you
like-
done?"
He's like, "Who are you talking to?" Yeah.
Okay.
or something.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wild. Okay. Yeah, very- yeah.
Sorry.
Best scene.
I don't
Best scene, guys. What do we got? What do we got for this
Best
one?
scene. I don't have a best scene.
I had the
So-
pharmacy scene because I actually really did enjoy that scene a lot. When she's
Oh,
going
you
to
did?
pick up the drugs that she's needing for the seasickness or whatever, and it's like some weird ass shit that's like gonna fuck you up, and it
Yeah.
potentially could be permanent. But if you're
funny.
older, it's 10% or
Also,
whatever.
right.
That was just a
funny,
funny
it-
scene. I like that.
It reminded me of the U-Haul scene in Last Flag Flying or whatever. where it was just
Yeah.
like she was saying some out of pocket shit, and they're like, maybe
Yeah,
we have to
Yeah.
dig a little deeper.
like I wrote down specifically in that scene. I'm just like, why would you tell a pharmacist like these things? Like,
Yeah.
you
She's
like
wild,
you're
man. She
supposed
doesn't
to be
care.
like this really intelligent like architect and this fucking
Right.
artist and shit. And you
Because
don't have
she's on a
common sense
mental
to, like,
spiral. That's
I mean,
why,
yeah, but
in my
like,
opinion.
Fucking bonkers. If
Yeah.
I've learned anything from this movie, it's that women fucking crazy, man.
Jesus.
I'm on
none of
Billy
us
Crudup's
don't
side, I swear.
Right? Hey, if I gotta
Yeah.
be in the machine, yeah, so be it. Women are fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
No,
Little
that scene's
emotional.
good though. You gotta admit that like that scene actually
Also, I just
pops.
want to point out in the
It
pharmacy,
does, it does. It does.
what the fuck? What pharmacy have you been to that looks like that?
Yeah, it looked like a
It
candy
looks
shop.
like a fucking
low-key.
yeah. It looked like a fucking like jewelry shop or a fucking candy
Yeah.
I
shop.
thought
or
it looked like a
something.
sunglass.
It did
hut
not look
to
like a
me.
fucking pharmacy. I'll
It's
tell
a
you that.
metaphor, dude, that people are popping pills like candy these days, man. You just gotta get on that wavelength, you know?
Is it? I mean,
No, I don't
I
know.
guess
I just
that
made
would
that up.
make sense.
They look cool in the jar, bro. They look cool.
Yeah, exactly. She
Yeah,
talked about it having a jar of pills. That's crazy,
Yeah.
man. Dolls.
Yeah.
Chic. Right there. Okay,
Yeah.
favorite proper set.
Holy shit! Maybe this movie was actually good.
It's fucking
Dude.
layered.
I just didn't get it.
Wait a minute. I do know where Bernadette went. Yeah. Okay. Favorite prop. I had the kayaks in the ocean. Also with the ice in the background. It's just a great shot. So
Yeah.
Oh, I put the house. I want.
The-
yeah, the 2 mile house or the 20-mile house or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Oh, I meant like their
The factory house?
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Video.
Yeah. Nice.
I
Yeah,
put
I'd
the
be
factory
there.
house.
Give me the
factory
give me the vase
picture
of
of it.
pills, so put me on my misery.
I'm taking
Oh,
them
yeah.
all.
But that's in the house though, right? So I can get that too.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, it comes with
Yeah, it
it.
comes with
Dip
it.
into that
Yeah.
shit.
Did you have one, Noah?
The factory house, they only show it in like pictures and shit. But I was like,
Yeah.
that was cool. Well
Yeah,
designed.
that one was cool. Yeah.
It was like, yeah,
For
cool.
sure.
Be a nice house.
All right. What's your guys' double feature for this one?
Bruh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could be a single feature and it
I don't know
just
any
the other
Hallmark
movie.
movies, but maybe one of those. A
I
Hallmark
have-
movie.
I have Crazy Stupid Love, and it's the comma double feature because this movie has a
Whoa.
comma.
Hold
So
up.
does
Crazy
Stupid Love.
Stupid Love is
Yeah.
actually fucking a banger.
Well, what are
And
you gonna
you're gonna
pair with
mix it-
Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Another
Yeah.
shit
I would pair
movie?
it with a trash can. I would just throw that shit away.
There you go.
I
Good double
I,
feature.
I already it's actively being burnt in my mind right now. Like
Yeah.
the little Alexes are in there screaming, "Where's the rest of the files? Let's get rid of them."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
don't have
where's
to double
Bernadette?
feature. What did we do?
Honestly, I didn't even feel Linklater in this at all.
No,
Yeah, no.
I feel
No.
that.
Yeah,
It's doesn't have that charm. Doesn't have it. Something about it.
no.
But Crazy Stupid Love, there's a little bit of DNA, something in there that you can, and the commas, just for cleverness.
I'll,
It's gotta be about the
I'll
commas.
take
It's all about the
commas.
commas. Yeah. Who would you recast in this one?
Everything.
Dad, the
I don't have a
daughter.
chance.
My first pick was
Really?
Yeah. What's the
Wait,
dad?
okay,
Yeah.
but wait. You say daughter, and then what'd you say,
Yeah.
Joe?
I said the dad.
Yeah.
But the daughter was on my shit list for a while.
You're on my shit list, girl. Yeah, no, I had the
Like when
dad
they
too.
get on
Why?
the boat and the dad's like, "Oh yeah, there was a mix up," and the daughter was like, "A mix up?" I'm like, "Listen, bitch, you want to see your mom? Like they think she's crazy. She's done for. Like just
We
shut the
will
fuck
turn
up
this
and let
boat
your dad
around,
work
but-
for fucking just 1 second. Like
While
you,
you
don't
were
have to agree with
busy
what
on
I'm
your
saying,
phone,
just keep it to
Dad.
yourself."
Me and mom really lived. You don't understand, Dad.
You don't get us.
Girl.
Yeah, well, you were busy at work.
Yeah, right.
God, that shit.
I was
pissed me
making
off when she
Microsoft.
said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you serious, little girl?" Like the captain just looked at her like, "What do you mean? Is there more to this?"
I thought she was
Like,
fine.
that's
I mean, classic Linklater child actor. It is what it is, and you just
Yeah, I
you
mean,
put up with
I
it.
thought the dad was worse
fine.
than the daughter, but the daughter I still didn't really like.
That's fair.
would
Yeah.
I thought-
also
I just
guess.
thought as a child actor, I was like, she's outshining. the
That's
other
right.
actors.
Right. She's
Yeah,
like, oh, she-
I did
Yeah.
actually kind of feel that. But like, I
It's
think
like-
that was just because everybody was pretty bad.
the bar's
Yeah.
pretty low. Yeah.
Right.
But I think Billy Crudup, the dad, is like
Yeah.
it's a misfire in my opinion. On like, you need somebody who can like uplift and bring more positive energy to Bernadette because she's such an off-putting person. You need like a likability factor that Billy Crudup does not have.
I just
At
like
all.
didn't get like any emotion from him at all.
No.
I assumed he was gonna have an affair with like his assistant or whatever. That didn't even happen. She just got written out like halfway through.
Yeah. Never brought it up again. But I guess where did she go? That's a big question to answer.
Where'd she go?
What's her deal?
What's her name first off?
That's a good question. Neighbor number 2. But I guess like for my options, Ethan Hawke, easy go to. He's right there in your wheelhouse. You can just fucking hit speed dial Linklater. Come on.
Dude, honestly, just have Matt Damon. Have fucking Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy in here.
Just do it, man.
Kids. Just do it.
Make another one.
They're not the same characters, but they both can do this so much better. Like, I don't know.
For sure.
Before Antarctica,
For sure.
It'll be
more believable as like an artist too, because Cate Blanchett as like this weird kooky, I gotta spend time in the facility to really get the art shit. It just doesn't like doesn't click in for me.
Especially since like she's like, I have to spend time in this facility, and then she made a mobile facility, so it's not even the same. It wouldn't even be the same thing.
Yeah, basically what she got from her time there is like, you shouldn't spend time here. We need to get out mobily. We can't be staying here. Yeah,
but I don't know. I guess I am assuming because they didn't explain why it was on like stilts, basically. But I'm assuming that's just like for insulation. Because like if it was on the ground, I think it would like more heat would be pulled into the ground from the body, like through the like solid than the air. You know what I mean? Okay, so like by being like on stilts like that, I think it just like loses less.
Interesting. I was wondering that as well because the design is not.
But that's just like my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I thought like snow.
I'm taking my heat mass transfer. I kind of know what I'm talking about.
You see, when she was talking about like, oh, it's got to be all American made parts, I'm like, oh, so she's gonna pitch like, oh, we're gonna pump some stuff into the economy, the American economy. This is gonna be good. But then she's like, so we gotta really not waste any material here. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're not gonna talk about. Okay, I see. My bad. Thought this was going a different way.
No, sir. Not Bernadette.
Fuck the economy.
Yeah.
It's all about her vision. All right, nitpicks. I have a few of these ones.
I mean, I feel like we've been nitpicking a lot of
this. All the time.
I think you already know what my nitpick is.
The family, motherfucker. Bernadette should have turned a gun on him in Act 1.
Jesus. Okay, that's
what? No. That's not. Oh. Oh, I thought you wanted that.
Wait a minute. Oh. She doesn't kill him in your little.
Where's this movie going then? I don't know.
It turns into a fucking like horror thriller. She
murder in Antarctica.
She just starts murdering all of her neighbors and then goes to Antarctica.
Lures them to Antarctica.
Where'd you go, Bernadette? It turns into a crime thriller.
They're like on her trail. They find her in Antarctica after she's like murdered all of the neighbors.
God, I'm just saying that movie is
like murders.
That movie is way more interesting because that character actually is believable in her craziness than a bit.
Honestly.
I already figured out this 2 different ways.
And they work. They work more than this one. My nitpick, one of them, is that this title has more punctuation than most movie titles ever have.
About the comma, huh?
We did the comma, but also this one has an apostrophe. Everyone wants the two exclamation points. That's pretty wild. I don't know where you get off with 2 exclamation points.
That's crazy.
But shit, that one kind of works. This one, where do you go, comma, Bernadette, and then you don't put the question mark at the end. You go all out with it, and then you don't go like full.
That's the
balls of this guy.
It just shows that you're half-assing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's a good nitpick. How'd the dog get in the confessional though? Like
they don't even tell you.
Answer that question for me. And why was she so just nonchalantly like, I'm gonna break this window to get in here?
Yeah.
Like what? Are you kidding me? What about the weather? It's the wettest fucking winter in fucking forever. I mean, you ruined the lady's house after taking out the fucking blackberry bushes, which honestly, would that take out the who builds a house on a hill that could wash away, or a house by a hill that could wash away your house if you just remove fucking bushes? Like,
they're integral to the mountain.
Fuck that noise,
I mean, it's more
man.
like the roots
being
too.
reserved.
So it's
Yeah,
like they
but
would have
still.
had to like rip out the bushes and then disturb the dirt and remove the roots.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Seems
That's a
pretty
lot of
unnecessary.
like predetermination for like a crime of landslide down into a house. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dramatic,
I will say this was co-written by two people. I've never heard of them. Holly Bennett and Vince Vaughn.
yeah. I saw
yeah.
that.
What do their credits look good? I didn't even look.
Well, there's a new movie, that Nouvelle Vague movie that comes out in 2025, is also co-written by these two people. So we should.
Here we go.
Sure, that'll be shit.
But also, I'm
Looking
seeing that
past,
Excellent.
looking
Hitman.
past.
I guess Hitman was co-written by Glenn Powell.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
okay.
Didn't know that.
Him and
Cool.
Richard
Him and,
Linklater.
him and real Richie.
You know,
Oh,
fuck, I lost my train of thought.
sorry.
Well, I have another nitpick, and this is kind of not just specifically to this movie, but for every movie that does this. You shouldn't be allowed legally to use the iPhone alarm in your movie because it's fucking triggering, like straight up. Like it when I hear the alarm
Dude, honestly,
in a
yeah.
movie,
I'm like, is my
like-
alarm going off? Like,
yeah, like my
I
brain
set
does
the
not
alarm?
like that. Like, and you need to stop. I don't know. Put a different alarm in there. I don't give a fuck, but don't do it.
Oh, another nitpick. She just allows this random person that she's never. I thought this was her assistant, but it's just some person she found on the internet. And she's just like, "Here's all my fucking personal information." These are supposed to be
Yeah.
smart people.
It's just the Russian story.
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of missed, I guess, something because I didn't
I
even
don't even
understand like what
know
happened.
what the deal with that was. I like
don't-
because it was
wasn't
like
there.
basically like it's like I've been finding out more about like art school shit or like artistic stuff after like how you get like funding and shit like that. I guess there's like two different methods you can kind of go on. You can get one where you like go somewhere and they pay for all your shit, or you can just get a grant basically. In like Hereditary, for instance, like the mom has a grant and she's like making her little art pieces and she'll eventually have a show. So like that's what I assumed that this was, and she was like working on a project or something. But like honestly, I don't even if that wasn't the case, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't. What was that person's relevance even? Like, what were they even doing?
Yeah,
That's a
that
great
seems
question.
completely unnecessary. That whole
This,
Russian.
This brings us full circle back to my review. Deranged. That's this movie. Does
Mhm.
not make fucking sense.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, my final nitpick is kind of what I was saying earlier about the timeline situation. But when she gets to Antarctica and she has her like training sequence where it's like, you know, the last person that went into the South, they became a diesel mechanic, and you better be good. And she's like, okay, I'm a good learner. And then you just see her like twist. Well, you see her like twist one little cap, and then you see her like sand a fucking like table. And then
that's totally like
all you
what the fuck
need.
would that be?
her
for?
family is like coming this whole time. It's like cutting between her family. It's like, how long is she training? Has it been like a few hours? Has it been like a
Yeah.
few days? Like,
Yeah, when you
and then
put
she's
it
like, "You're
that,
in."
timing wise,
Again.
it was really fucked. Because it like the end when they're like getting to Antarctica, it seemed like all in like the same day.
Yeah, it was like hours,
Yeah.
and
But, like-
she's just in the fucking garage, like, "See, I can do stuff.
Yeah.
Sanding." Like, okay,
When
I
you
go,
get
you
busy
can
at
go.
Just start doing random shit.
I
You're like, yeah,
guess,
I'm
man.
doing work.
Yeah, I'm an artist, but I can work on that engine or whatever the fuck that the dude was.
Yeah.
No, man.
I'm qualified.
But like she's also an architect, so it's like she probably.
But she
has
doesn't
some ideas
call
on
herself
skills.
an architect. She calls herself what was
But it
it?
also showed in like pictures earlier, like her like doing physical labor shit with the people building her houses.
Yeah,
So
for sure. So yeah, I
that
get
at
you,
least
for sure.
that at least was connected back. But I
Yeah.
will say, yeah, it was fucked. It was dumb. It was fucking dumb.
Yeah, 100%. Timeline really bad. That's basically my main nitpick. But should we try to give this movie
Fair.
some praise? Can we
I
do
have
it?
not-
I don't have a clever girl. I don't know what your guys'
Oh,
clever girl would
I have
be.
a clever girl.
What you got?
Okay.
So the title, not the punctuation, but the "where'd you go" part of it,
I
like
was gonna say that's punctuation.
no, the "where'd you go" Bernadette is like She was lost the whole time. Like we wait the whole movie for her to disappear, and then she finally disappears an hour and 20 minutes in. But like she was technically lost that first hour and 20 minutes, and then we find her in Antarctica.
Yeah, because we had to lose her to find her.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
So that's my
man.
clever girl, and that's a stretch, and that's my only praise for the movie as well.
What?
Hell.
I'm telling you, deranged. Okay, deranged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of don't even really
Praising
get what you.
No,
the
it
basic
makes sense.
structure.
She's
It's
lost,
just
right?
not
So the whole
good.
time we're like, "Where'd you go, Bernadette? Where's the Bernadette we know?"
I
And then
mean,
we
Yeah.
find her in Antarctica when she
Gotcha.
finds herself again.
Oh,
There's the
I'm an
mom I
architect. I
knew.
remember.
And
Yeah.
Eddie
Yeah.
Microsoft is like, "Now I got a hard on again for the first time in 4 years. Let's do
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
Yeah, no
No,
My
shit.
wife's
let's make
back.
out right here. Like, I don't
That
know.
whole relationship was ice cold, baby. Ice cold.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
It's
I
back.
could divorce him already. Jeez.
Okay, that's
Make
good.
out
That's
with
good.
Microsoft, good.
That's all I got.
Yeah. My only one is nice like little mini Hall of Fame for him with his interviews of Lawrence Fishburne previous movie and Steve Zahn. Like kind of like some
Yeah.
throwbacks to his other movies, but that's about
I
it.
dig that. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's
That-
it.
that's shining light.
All right. Okay, could a TikToker watch this one, boys? I would say this is like a 2 out of 10 on the
Probably.
TikTok
I would
ability
say
scale.
yes.
What? What? I said 2 out of
I think
10.
they would get it. Even though it's deranged, I think they would get it.
I think they would like.
You think they would
Latch
understand
onto
Kate
it.
Blanchett? No
I don't even
way.
know what fucking TikTokers are like, guys. I don't know.
I've never
I
met
was
one.
just like this manic energy. Something tells me TikTokers would be down. They'd be
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
There's
Something a
so
little
much
ADHD
here.
on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking have
Yeah.
definitely done that with the Russians and just gave them my information before.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I've
Show
Yeah.
never
me the
passed out the
I've
farm
always
feed while
wanted
he
to go to
makes candy.
Antarctica.
I don't know, man.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't TikTok supposed to be like Chinese spyware? There we go. The TikTokers would relate to this. This is just the Russian version.
Commies.
God
yeah.
damn.
Commie bastards.
I don't know, man. I feel like in any movie, like the argument could always just be like pacing. So I guess it's like digging into the argument in a different way of like, what will they really take out of this, or what could they, possibly do with this?
You'd probably be like, "Yeah,
They'd
they're
find
totally different at
something.
that. I also don't like people."
Yeah.
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 I wanted to go to Antarctica too to get away.
Yeah.
I'm antisocial. I get that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hell
If I had Billy Crudup for a husband, I'd want to escape too.
Hell yeah.
We can
Oh,
all
wait a
relate.
minute. He can type with just putting a patch on his head. Where can I find that?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's so. What are
need
those
that
scenes
neural
doing in the
upload,
movie? That's just so weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Or like
Um,
how like his assistant is like watching him while he's giving his TED talk. Like it's like
Yeah.
she was
He's like
into him.
finger banging herself in
100%.
the
Why
office
did that
to
even-
his
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
just
why was
like,
that relevant? Like I don't know.
Right. What are we doing here? Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. What do we got for sequel, prequel, or remake?
neither. Torch it.
Remake. I would say a
No.
remake. And you
I
get
say
rid of a
prequel.
family.
And no family. No family. I said prequel.
That's what
You
I
said
said.
prequel
I
too?
said give me
That'd be cool.
what. How did this form? How did the machine and this now manic lady even
Yeah.
connect?
Yeah.
You
Show me
know?
the shed. Show me making the shed into like a cool place,
Yeah.
as like your first
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, give me the career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You're building something up at the beginning, whereas this movie, I feel like you're kind of like tearing shit down in ways.
yeah, but
Tearing shit down, buddy.
And all of it down.
But I will say, if you
Burning.
make a movie again, you should push this into like Paddington territory. Just just go a little more goofy, a little more silly.
What?
Like you can still bring meaning
Like,
there
even the
because
family dynamics, the weird, goofy, fucking bullshit family dynamics. Okay,
Yeah.
actually, I could kind of agree with that. You could do it if you just definitely recasted the husband and probably the daughter and made them like way more like charming and heartwarming characters.
and probably Kate Blanchett too. Honestly, let's just
Probably.
do a full clean sweep, and then this might work.
Probably,
You know what?
yeah.
a little bit.
At least give her some redeeming qualities. She can be an introvert still, but like make her be nice at least.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
holy
right.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Real
Tough.
quick, not to run back the clock here, but like after you yell at somebody, and like tell them fuck you, and then you show up at their house in the rain after also destroying their house, are they gonna
Yeah.
harbor you and like be
Right.
your buddy just because they're like, you're right, my son's a stoner and a fucking loser?
Oh,
You got-
Bernadette, she doesn't have any
Yeah.
friends.
I don't know. Sorry,
No,
another
no.
nitpick. I would just.
I mean,
that's
Then
fair.
they
I
end
thought
up
that
becoming
too.
friends. Yeah.
yeah,
I
how
thought
crazy. Like Kristen
pretty
Wiig walking around her
great.
house, it's literally like fucking ruined. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard thing to forgive. You know, landslide damage.
But hey, the
That's
insurance is
tough.
taken care of.
Right. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, insurance money doesn't come in that quickly either. So like, she's probably gonna have to fight that because they're probably gonna be like, "Well, can you send proof?" And did we
Oh,
say
actually,
How
damaged is the
wood really?
I
Yeah.
didn't say anything for quotes. I just remembered when Kristen Wiig is like telling her that like her like great grandmother or her grandmother and her mother live within like a 4 mile radius of her, and she's lived there her whole life or something like that. And she's like, and Kate Blanchett is just like, yeah, I can tell or something like that. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking got her. Like,
Burn, baby.
Yeah. It also is just like making Bernadette's like this snooty kind of like artiste figure where it's like, I
Yeah.
don't even like
Yeah.
that person. I kind
Right.
of. It's rough. It's weird, but that is a good line. Anyways, I got 2 stars on this thing.
That's what I put.
god damn.
Bingo.
I put 3, but
Three.
I'll probably go down.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's
It
fair.
doesn't accomplish anything. Like, there's no
really
redeemable.
doesn't.
Like, I was
It's
giving
got
it a generous
issues.
2.
Yeah. It's got
Yeah.
issues for sure.
Honestly,
It's not.
after I watched it too, I haven't thought about it since.
I'm trying to
There
actively
you go.
forget it.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I feel
That
it.
I would
I've
say
thought about it.
most definitively Linklater's worst.
Probably, yeah.
Nope. Waking Life.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
no,
no
yeah.
way, dude.
Oh, no.
No way.
Forgot about
Absolutely.
Scanner
Then
Darkly.
this movie? No.
Scanner
Fuck yeah.
Scanner Darkly. Oh,
Scanner Darkly and this are pretty
I'd
rough.
watch a Scanner Darkly over this. Every day of the week, I think.
I mean, if I had to choose, yeah, Scanner
Yeah,
Darkly,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But Waking Life, I'll never put that on again.
I don't know.
Wow.
I couldn't handle the animation on either of them.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever want to watch those ever again.
Yeah.
But I could rewatch this, and I would hate it, but I could do it.
Ugh. I would gain more from the other watches. I think they'd be a more entertaining watch. So I'll pick those
I'll
I'll
ones.
give you Scanner Darkly, but I won't give you Waking Life.
All right, I'll take what I can
Fair.
get. Yeah, so we all got the ratings. Okay, well, we'll see where it all shakes out next week in the full rankings of Linklater. Plus,
Yeah,
talk,
and more animation.
Yeah, guys, there's another
Oh
one.
yeah.
There is
Yeah,
another
but
one.
it's not the same
Animated.
animation.
It is 100%. But I think
Yeah?
this out of all of
Fuck, man.
I watched this one
Just pick
before.
something different. Pick
I don't-
something good, like instead of this shitty fucking animation. Like,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
mind
they
it, but
I think they clean it up a little bit.
it is more
but
clean.
very
Yeah, from what I
similar.
remember.
all right, yeah, that doesn't look as bad.
Not
Yeah,
as
it
doesn't look great,
shaky as Waking Life.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh, Glenn Powell, Zachary Levi, Jack Black.
Yeah.
It's all your friends.
Huh.
Yeah, next week, Apollo 10.5, Hitman, and we close the book on Linklater. The big ass book, the biggest book we've gone through yet.
Yeah.
Guys, good news though.
Crazy.
Apollo 10.5, only 98 minutes.
Still
Love to see
too
that.
long.
Hey,
Love to see that.
yep.
That
I'll
ain't
take
bad.
those.
I'll
I'll
take
take
Give me
those.
80 minutes in a nice animated movie.
Yeah.
80
Yeah.
minutes.
I would,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just watched an animated movie that was 60 minutes last week, and I was like,
Okay.
not bad.
Oh yeah, I watched that too.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
Yeah, look back.
pretty solid.
Highly recommend. But yeah, I
When
mean,
does,
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
When does God Save Texas supposed to come out? Because that's his like one he's working on right now, right? Like later.
I don't know.
don't
I
know.
haven't looked
I
into
don't-
like his next
I
release.
don't see that on here.
I just saw
Yeah.
it on his letterbox.
Big, Blue Moon, and Merrily We Roll Along.
Hmm.
Those are the ones that.
Guess we'll see which one's coming
What's it called?
next.
God Save Texas. Let me see if I can find out.
Oh, it's a TV series.
Oh,
Well-
gotcha.
It says
Well, boys,
2024.
I'm gonna have to
on
sign
American
off.
Series.
Hi,
If
man.
that's right. We good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good talking. See you next
Yeah,
week.
So I'm also gonna watch Fast Food Nation so I can get my full ranking. So
Cool.
all right, we'll see
Hell
what
yeah.
stacks up. But
Sounds good.
good talking. I was
Yeah.
genuinely concerned, like when you sent that text, Matt, that you actually like this. I know you're a Linklater
Yeah.
stan, so I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh no,
I gotta keep you on your
what is-
toes. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I can't
so
let it
appreciate
devolve
that.
into just like straight up buffoonery. You know, I gotta keep a
Right,
level of class in the pod. So
right.
Yeah.
But good talking, boys.
yeah, later, man.
See you next week.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to hop off, that's cool. But otherwise, talk a couple things we've been watching.
Sure.
I'll just
Also, this
hang
this
out.
God Save Texas, it looks like it came out like in February this year, and it looks like it
Oh.
was on HBO.
No way. I didn't
Oh,
hear about it.
okay.
It looks like there's 3 episodes. The first episode is
Yes.
directed by Richard Linklater, but then the other 2 are not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But he is an
Interesting.
executive producer, so like I'm assuming he like had a decent amount of like, you know.
Yeah,
Input,
he's a
for
Texas
sure.
boy.
Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah.
spearheading it. Wow,
Maybe
dude.
I'll watch it.
Alex's camera is like
Yeah.
responsible for turning me so white. Look at my skin now. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Me too.
Do I look darker?
I turned off the lights in my back. 'cause,
Matt, you've
like,
been
you
white
can
this
see
whole
my face
time,
in
man.
this.
It's good.
Yeah, you're still white, dude. Don't even
Hey,
try
trust
it.
me.
Yeah, I hear that. I finally watched Kneecap, Joe.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, liked it.
Yeah.
Liked it a lot. It's a really unique movie. I think I need to
Yeah.
rewatch it honestly, just because the language is fucking. You know, it's
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
You gotta pay
It was
attention.
fucking. I watched it like in theaters without subtitles. And
Yeah,
so like
it's tough.
yeah, it was rough.
It is tough.
Yeah.
When they do give you like subtitles and stuff, though, it's pretty smartly done through like lyrics and shit like that,
That's true.
and it's good, pretty good. I love the energy of it. You know, it's fucking rambunctious. And I like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Also watched A Real Pain. Saw that one in theaters. Wanted to like it more, but still a good movie. It's got Kieran
What is that one
Culkin.
about? Oh, yeah.
Two
yeah,
cousins,
gotcha.
and they go to Poland. It's really just kind of like a vacation movie in a way, and it's like that's fine.
They don't
Kind of
really like.
boring.
Yeah, so no like development. Like his characters.
Similar to Bernadette, one of them's kind of on. He's a loose cannon, what you would say, and
Is it Kieran?
yes, and he's got to be reined in a bit, you know, by Jesse Eisenberg's straight man stuff. It's fine. There's development, but it's just like I just didn't really, you know, it just really didn't really click for me. The way I phrased it was like, you can only show me people falling asleep in a hotel room, and like eating sandwiches on a train so many times before I'm bored and I want to go get a fucking sandwich. You know, like
That's fair.
it's fine.
How was Y2K? Tell me you went and see
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so you watched that too.
Yeah, I saw this
Yeah.
at the university. It was an advanced screening. Pretty cool.
That's cool.
It was a packed theater. Like literally every seat was full, and you had to get like a ticket to get in and shit. And there were people like watching to make sure you weren't recording and shit. So it's a pretty cool experience. Yeah, a lot of laughs, a lot of people eating it up. It's a fun movie. It's pretty sloppy. It's kind of stupid, and it kind of riffs on like a lot
It's
of
like
shit that's
pretty
already been
short,
there.
right?
Yeah, it's like 90 minutes, I think, or like 90, maybe an hour 40. And it's fun. It was a crazy twist. I don't want to give it away, but like, it's a worth a watch if you like Zombieland. You know, if that type of movie interests
Okay.
you, I would definitely watch it. So
Yeah. What even was Y2K? It was like a doomsday thing.
Yeah, it's like
right? I don't really
99.
know anything.
I think
1999.
computers are supposed to like fail or something like that. You know?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
the New Year, like people were worried that computers couldn't flip over to 2000 in their system or something, and it was gonna
Okay.
like crash the entire worldwide
Gotcha.
computing network. I don't know. It's stupid. The movie, like, it's like, what if Y2K was really real? But then it just is like, oh shit, what if it was like this? You know, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ah,
So that's cool. It's fun. I'm
Cool.
gonna go see Wicked, and I'm gonna go see Gladiator 2 soon, though. I will see.
Oh, my
those.
brother saw
Okay.
like an advanced screening for Gladiator 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said he liked it. I don't know.
cool.
He said
Yeah.
it was like probably as good as the first. So that's cool.
Okay. Shit.
I don't love the first. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I was actually gonna like rewatch it because it's been like
Yeah.
years since I've seen it, but like
Same.
I've
Same.
never like loved the first one either. I
Yeah.
thought it's good, but like I don't know.
It's
remember
iconic in
people-
a way.
Definitely. People were still like, I remember talking to people in college that it was their favorite movie, and I still hadn't seen it. And then I was like, oh, wow, it must be really good. And I watched it, and I was just like, that is
favorite
fine.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
It's fine.
I would ever. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm all for the
Weird.
Roman stuff, but
They're
Hey,
just entertained. Are you not entertained?
apparently not, dog. Apparently not.
There we go. Also watched The Count of Monte Cristo, French
Oh,
film, but
yeah.
obviously it's based on this original story. I've never even like read or heard the story at all, but pretty cool and a good movie. 3 hours long.
Is it a Criterion Collection movie? Is that
There's
what it
probably
was, or no?
original versions. I assume.
Yeah.
I assume this movie's been made like 20 to 30, if not more times. This is an
Gotcha.
old story. I think it's from like the 1800s or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
But guy gets like wrongly imprisoned, and then he's like 15 years later, he gets like jailed with this guy who knows of treasure, so he knows how to get treasure, and he gets out, and he's like, it's kind of like, it's like, what's cool is like you backtrack all this stuff, so it's like Great Gatsby is like ripped from
Wow.
Count of Monte Cristo, and
Or
like
like Shawshank.
Barry Lyndon. Yeah, dude, I was like
Mm.
watching it, I was like, dude, oh my god, it's like this story is like everywhere.
Holy
in modern,
shit,
it's
'cause,
crazy.
like,
Gotcha.
I mean, what
That's
you
crazy.
described is like literally like if you didn't say the title, I would have thought it's Shawshank.
Shawshank.
Redemption.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. So I think it's like these great stories are like, I have read The Count of Monte Cristo, and I kind of want to do my little, thing here and here. And so it's nice to get that history lesson a little bit,
Dude, I feel like that's just like that's film in a nutshell. It's just like
oh,
reiteration
that's where
upon
that came
reiteration.
from. Yeah.
Let me do that. Yeah.
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 I mean, that's what people
Yeah.
say is like, they're stealing, and they'll say like, I copy like the good shit and I reverse engineer it into my own way and like make it this. And it's like,
Man,
that's,
that's probably what
that's
I would do.
inspiration.
It barely
Yeah.
works.
Where'd you go, Bernadette?
Man.
True.
Probably not. I've only seen a couple things recently. Last Saturday, I watched two. I did back-to-back movies in the theater.
Oh shit!
I
What'd you
watched, like,
see?
the scene. I watched Heretic and Honora.
Oh.
What
What do you think of Heretic? Because that's when I'm like, do I add this to my list to watch this year? I don't even really want to, but
I don't know. Personally, I'd say no. Like, for me,
figured.
I love learning about religion and shit. I find religion like incredibly interesting. I literally like listen to like lectures and shit on religion.
What's his name?
And-
Watts? Something Watts. Anyway, sorry. There's a guy I listen to.
Alan Watts.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, I love listening to him talk about
Yeah.
that shit.
About like philosophy and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I think he was a Buddhist.
yeah.
if
He
I'm
was like
thinking-
big into Buddhism and Hinduism. I want to say.
Yeah. But yeah, so like this movie,
Anyway.
it's like Hugh Grant's character is basically you find out that he has like this like really extensive theology background where like he's done so much research on these different religions and shit. And he keeps like posing these questions about like religion. And I'm just like it's supposed to like raise tension and like you're supposed to like fear for these girls' safety, but I'm just like, damn, I like actually like Hugh Grant and I want to have a conversation with him about this because this is really interesting. So
Yeah.
then like they eventually like turn him into like a fucking killer. And for me it kind of just like came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty generic.
it was like they had an idea and it was just like kind of half baked into a story. And I feel like they could have just made this better and they
It's
just
horror
had to
shit.
go this direction with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just like I feel like it just like could have been better. Like the first half had a lot of like interesting stuff for me. And then the last half was just
Standard horror
Can
schlock
it
chasing through a
end
house. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought about it. So, what do you think of Honora though?
I mean, it was good, but did I personally enjoy it or like it? No. I think this movie could have done being like an hour and a half instead of 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I kind of hated all of the characters, and I know that that's like kind of the point, except for Igor. But like,
Henchman.
I don't know.
with a
I don't
heart.
want to be stuck with these characters for 2.5 hours that like I really
Yeah.
don't like. And there's really only like one point of emotional development for any of the characters until the very end. And it's like, did I need to watch 2.5 hours of this movie to get this
Right.
point? Like, you
Mhm.
could have done that in an hour and a half and added more emotional development to this character. Like, I don't know. I just like, I really don't think it lived up to the hype for me.
Yeah, that's
It
fair.
was good, yeah,
It's
but
hyped.
like,
It's
I
hyped
don't
like
think that
crazy.
it's as good as people say.
I think the thing I
Yeah.
came away with the most out of it was like the character work was pretty thin, and I was like, there's not much
Yeah.
there, but like I came away like thinking also like I understand fully the characters. Like that. Not that I like
100%.
need to know their backstories, but I totally like know who those people are, and they feel pretty real. So I think I like kind of weighed it out and it balanced out that way for me a little bit. The length, man, 100%. There were scenes that kept going on, and like that's the point. Is like we can't get out of the scene. She's trapped. We can't get out of the scene. And it's like, fuck, man, get me out of the scene. Like. So I get that. Overall, I think the filmmaking style, the cinematography, like the language, the dialogue, the scene work, it all added up to be a pretty good movie to
I don't
me.
know.
But
I guess it's like if you want to make it where, as the viewer, you're trying to feel the same thing as this person, where you want to get out of this situation, I would make it like I would make it so I'm anxious as the viewer, not that I just
well,
want this to be done. You know
yeah,
what
no,
I
I get
mean?
that. I get what you mean. Where you're just like, this is uneasy. Like I don't want to be here. But like
Yeah,
Right.
I
that's the
was,
vibe you
I
should
was
go for.
Well, I was
And
ready
I
for a
think this,
gun to be pulled the whole time. Like, oh, this is about to get like to the next level of seriousness, like, and it
yeah,
never happens. And like, in a way, that's not like you're not getting a release that you need in that anxiety. But like, I was like thinking about it later. I was like, you know what? A movie that didn't pull a gun and made me feel that level of anxiety. It's like that's like it's doing something else in a way that like I respected. But I can totally understand because it's like I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to, like I don't
yeah,
want to feel this. And in a scene with a gun, at least you're like leaning forward. And in a scene without a gun, and it's just like people yelling, you're like I would leave the room right now, like so. I don't know. It's tough.
yeah,
Sounds like a
yeah.
bit of a bit
Bit of a what?
of a slog.
It's long. It's I wouldn't say it's like a slog. I didn't really feel like I was like restless in it because it leads you there through story, I guess. But it just takes its
I
time.
guess like I was restless when they were like trying to find him, and
Yeah.
then you find out that like there's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like so many hiccups, and then it just like keeps going, and
Yeah.
there's like this next thing they have to do, and this next thing they
Yeah.
have to do, and then it was just like,
Gotcha.
are we actually gonna like when is
Yeah.
this gonna
Where you
end?
land
Like
and
what is
yeah.
Gonna
actually the end
resolve
of this?
something?
Like
Yeah. It's like
yeah,
one long
so
night of like terrible things going wrong, basically. But
Mm.
yeah, it's an interesting movie. Like it's top 10 for me right now. It's still only 4 stars. I haven't been able to like bump it to 4.5 because I don't know if it fully reaches the heights that I
wait,
wanted it to.
did you
But
say top 10 for this year?
yeah, I would say so. I think it's like number 8.
Okay, yeah, I would say that too, probably.
It's good. It's
Um,
solid. It's different.
Cool.
And the acting is really good. Like I would say
yeah,
like undeniably, it's pretty good. The main dude too. Like I feel like Mikey Madison, the girl, is getting a lot of praise, which she deserves because she's really good in it. But the main guy, he sells like drunkenness to like a pretty like believable
yeah.
degree, and he's
I
doing a
feel
lot of
like he
stuff.
was pretty believable as like the character he was playing. I
Mhm.
definitely agree with that.
Yeah, he's annoying, and it's like, but what also
Yeah,
is cool is like they set you up in like this white knight type of like, yeah, he's gonna save her or whatever. But and
yeah.
it's like you can kind of see
Because
the
like,
red
dude,
flags the whole
I
way.
hadn't seen like
Mm.
I had seen this guy's other movie, or the fucking Florida Project or
Same.
whatever. So
Yeah,
like
me
I
either.
didn't really know what to expect going into this. So I assumed that yeah, he was like white knighting this shit. But like literally like 20 minutes in, I turned and I'm just like, these guys, am I just the only one not feeling this vibe? They don't
Yeah.
actually have like a really good emotional connection here.
No,
Like
yeah, they're both kind of using each other for certain things, and yeah,
Gotcha.
it's good. I mean, it's it's
The
complicated, and
sounds interesting.
it's worth a watch for sure. The ending too is like it leaves you at a place where you're just like, oh, now I gotta fucking
yeah.
like wrestle with all this shit in a way. So yeah,
Yeah, the end I feel like is pretty heartbreaking.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brings it to a level because it's like there's a lot of like fun and games in the movie where it's like this is kind of slapstick and this is weird, silly, and then it's
Yeah.
like at the end you're like, no, you just watched like a terrible situation, like
Yeah.
And you got to kind of understand that a little bit.
Gotcha.
I think it was well, yeah. I think for me, I don't know. It's just like this realization, like her realization that like she like I don't know doesn't know how to properly show love or receive love, and
Yeah.
other than like in a sexual.
Her body.
So
Mm.
like when somebody tries to show her love that's not in that kind of way, and she like doesn't know how to react, like
Yeah.
and it's like fucking I don't know,
Yeah.
basically just breaks crying. just 'cause she-
100%. That's like the
I just,
first
like,
moment.
character.
Oh,
But
yeah,
also,
man.
it's like I don't know. I know what she's like as a character, but also I don't know how she got that way.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I barely know anything about her backstory or like anything
Mhm.
about what she was like before this movie starts.
Yeah. No, I get 100%. But what kind of sold me on that idea straight up is like the first shot of the movie. I love that shot so much, and I think about it all the time because the song that plays in this movie is like great when it's like at its highs too. I already added it, but it just like is a pan. It's like first thing you see is like ass, just like a ass titties, like strippers, and you're just like, here we go, fuck yeah. And then it just gets over to one girl, and it's Honora, and then the title clicks in, and you're like, oh, this is the one girl we're following, but this is probably like every girl in this situation is kind of like has a story like this or something, like.
Yeah.
So it was just like, we don't need to like this is the people. We don't really need to give you the information. It's like this is the person right now that we're like following. It was I don't know. I get all the gripes. I guess I just try to like justify it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's a good movie. It's like it sparked a good discussion though, and I feel like that's what a good movie can do too, is make you think.
Yeah.
But I guess only other couple things we're watching for TV. There's a new Dune show out. I don't know if you guys are gonna watch that.
Oh, is
Dune
it out?
Prophecy.
Like now?
The first episode is.
Yeah, I'll watch
Yeah,
it.
it's HBO.
I checked it out.
One of my friends about it. Like,
Yeah.
how far? Like, is it supposed to take place like 10,000 years in the past or some shit? That just
Yeah.
like seems
Yeah.
like so fucking.
It's too far.
Like so disconnected.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
my
guess
main
I'm
struggle.
assuming- Is it just like about the formation of like the Bene Gesserit, or like what's?
Well, they're kind of already formed is the weird thing. So it's like they don't have like
Okay.
full like voice powers and shit. Only like one of them does or something. But it's mostly about like the space politics of like who's gonna get the Arrakis and whatnot, and who's marrying this person to get this house, and the Bene Gesserit are like, if we
feel like
cross this bloodline, then the prophecy will be this,
Oh,
like,
God.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's got the lore and the cool seeds. To me, the gap of 10,000 years makes no sense because they're already like having a character that feels like a Fremen type person at the very early stages where they're not fully
Or
desert
maybe,
people
like,
or whatever.
This has just been a cycle forever.
Right, it's just
or
like
for a
continued
while?
forever.
I
But like
don't know.
10,000
I mean-
years, like that's crazy, man.
That
Right,
seems like too
right.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
too much of a gap.
Especially to even like have like Arrakis be in there 10,000 years before that.
Right.
Like, how
and
would that
There should be
relevant.
other
like
issues.
or like how would they have not like mined all the spice from there?
Right.
Yeah.
Or like does the
Is it
spice
really
come
that
from the worm?
hostile of a...
Or like where does the spice come from? I guess like
It's the worms, right? It's
The
like worm poop.
worms.
is
Worm
it?
poop.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I
That's
don't
what you're
know.
huffing, dude.
I have the books,
Yeah.
but I haven't read them yet. So
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, no, it's just too much.
I mean,
too
I
far.
know the Bene Gesserit have been around since like the beginning because they're the ones who orchestrate all the fucking
Mhm.
bullshit,
do
family
you
lines and all that.
Noah, do you
but-
know anything about like the situation of why they got rid of like computers and shit?
Dude, there's a
There was
sick...
like an uprising.
It's
Because,
like a
I
technology
think
AI
is
uprising
that,
or
I
whatever.
can
Yeah,
think that might be a
yeah.
conflict in this show.
Well,
I was talking to one of my friends about it. That's what he said, but I don't know.
That would be dope. I'd be
Maybe.
down for that.
they are hinting at some things like that, but there's a sick fucking shot in the first episode of like the war, and it's just these massive like robot machines that are like they're fight. It's just I was like,
Gotcha.
fucking rock and
Okay.
roll,
So
dude.
it's,
That
like,
was just
already
solid.
kinda happening.
That'd be
Or
dope.
already
It's like a flashback, and they're like
Okay.
Oh.
maybe if hundreds of years or something after. I don't really know how far
Okay,
after.
so that's
but-
probably not going to be.
Man,
Well, there's like
I
a little
got
kid
it.
with like a robot bug, and they're like, "What? How did you have this robot bug? You're not supposed to have any technology." So like,
Okay.
it's just a bug. We don't need to, It's so like, I think there might be some technology stuff still,
maybe there's like a resurgence or something.
right?
Yeah.
But I definitely
Somebody's
remember there-
still using it or
Mhm.
something.
I remember that war being mentioned though in the books of like, yeah, that was why there's not like what you would consider modern technology as
Yeah,
much around.
nothing with like a computerized brain or anything like
Right,
that.
AI or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Because there's
cool.
like some characters in the book who are like half AI and half organic and shit like that.
Oh shit.
And so they're still looked at as like sketchy, you know, because it's
Mhm.
like, well, what are you actually? That
What are you really thinking? Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, if the
I need
show
to read
did
those
that,
books. I think
yeah,
now, yeah, because the lore, I
they're
really
good.
am interested in the lore of the like
I have the
Yeah.
everything.
first 3. The first one is just like thick. Like it is
Thick.
big.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like I've just kind of been putting it off because like I still have like 2 more books for my 20 book like year goal. And like I'm not gonna
Nice.
fit Dune in there. So like I'm just gonna
No,
start at the beginning of next year. So
yeah.
I
Get a
can
hundred
Yeah,
hundred
yeah.
pager or something.
yeah.
Knock them out here at the end. Yeah.
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 Nice. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to talk, I guess, for some people who like Dune. If you guys do want to watch it, but if not,
I'll watch it. I was a little hesitant because like, really? Do we need the show?
it might
Do we need
it
the...
might be cheaper. You know, like it's a TV
Yeah.
show of like a great movie budget, like huge thing. So like I'm trying to temper my expectations a little bit.
The way you described it too made me think of like, are they Game of Thronesing this whole
Literally,
deal
I read an
with the
article
houses
that
and
was like,
shit?
"Is this new Dune prophecy show just space Game of Thrones?"
Kind of.
Like I
Right.
literally, that was like the title of
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
article I saw
I
yesterday.
mean, I'm down though. You know, like I like
Yeah.
I like Game of Thrones.
I
Like space.
What
Let's
are the
do it.
dragons?
But are there? Yeah, great question. Robot dragons? I'd be down. I could be down for this.
Hey.
You know, like
I mean,
we
like,
got worms.
I haven't
Hex
really
tech.
watched too much besides that. I finished my like interview with the vampire show. I think that there will be a third part. For the most part, it was like I don't know. It basically is the same thing as the movie, except you know people are like openly gay instead of having like you know the metaphors
The
about
overtones, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched The Penguin.
Dude, I need to
How
get
is
around
that?
to that finally.
You know,
Yeah.
like at first I was like not really planning on watching it, and then I just like put it on when like the first 2 episodes were out or whatever, and it's like actually pretty good.
I hear it's
Sweet.
like solid. Like I
It's,
hear
yeah,
it's-
I think both of
Good
you
shit.
will like it. I think Alex would like it too. Like it's
I'm
actually
sure.
like pretty good.
Maybe I'll start that this week then or something. Been putting it
Yeah, I'm
off.
glad to hear that because I liked the Pattinson Batman movie. I thought it was pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean
Don't have
he's
that
not
gripes.
in it at all, but they do reference the movie like a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
So-
Yeah.
It could be, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, if they do the underworld well enough and interestingly enough, you know, I'd be down. So
Yeah.
and I like the main actress. She's a chick from Palm Springs, I think, right?
Yeah, she's
Oh
really good.
yeah.
I hear she's doing
Yeah.
crazy shit in that show, which I want to see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Besides that, I haven't been watching too much. I guess I'm caught
Yeah.
up on What We Do in the Shadows.
me too. I'm digging it.
I gotta do that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Liking it.
Good shit.
It's nice. It's the last season, so you know, might as well
Yeah,
Okay.
go out on a
I'm
high.
Isn't
like
it the
wondering
last-
how they're gonna tie this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't really done much work yet to really close it, so I'm curious
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
I think it's
Did,
gonna. Well, I don't want to spoil anything. I guess so.
Yeah,
We'll-
I was
we'll
just
talk
gonna
about it once we
ask,
start watching it, yeah.
because the last thing I remember watching was them. Was it not Nandor? Maybe it was Nandor. Someone got shipped off in their coffin across the sea.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
shit! So
Here's
you're
like
like,
season 3
that-
or something.
yeah,
like
I
2
think you're
seasons
2
behind?
then.
Yeah.
You're
Oh
at
shit!
least-
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
All right,
6
I'll
now,
catch
I
up.
think, right? Yeah.
I'll catch up.
It's good. It's fun. It's a show that like the last couple seasons I was like, you know what? But now that I'm in the final season, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna kind of miss this show when it's off. You know?
Yeah, I think so too.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
basically just like Parks and Rec or The Office with vampires.
Yeah, it's perfect sitcom
Yeah.
writing. You know, it's just like firing. It's nice. It's funny.
Yeah.
Although if you're looking for another good show that's nice, funny, and short, I just watched the 3rd season of Shoresy. God, that show is so good.
Oh,
It's so
Yeah.
good, dude. And like,
I
I
love
can't
that
get people to
show.
like watch it because if you've watched Letterkenny, you kind of have burned that bridge after a while of like, yeah, I'm done
Yeah.
with Letterkenny.
I
It's
kind
a
of
little
fell
tired.
off on Letterkenny. I don't know. If
100%.
I think there's a couple seasons that I haven't watched because like
There's a lot.
I
It gets
just didn't
tired,
want to
man.
go back to it. Like,
Yeah.
Too many. Shoresy is like, let's do 6 episodes, and maybe it'll be as long as Letterkenny because they just closed out part 1, as they say in the
Oh,
show.
shit. God damn.
But I don't know. It's just like shorter. It's not as like tiresome to watch as Letterkenny. There are like repetitive jokes, but it's not just like it's not relentless. Like it knows when to stop in
Yeah.
Shorzy, and like move on.
And there's like
which is
kind of a
nice.
goal in the show,
Yeah, right,
There's like
exactly,
actually
yeah.
like an end point or like
Mhm. The team has a
So
goal
that
every season. Like it's like, okay,
yeah,
I know where I'm at and I know where we're going. Yeah,
that helps. Yeah,
definitely.
it does help.
Like
That show
Letterkenny
is funny
just
though,
seemed
yeah.
like directionless to me. Like
Oh
that's kind of
yeah,
part
it's
of the
just
reason why I
loose.
stopped watching. And it's
It
Yeah.
just like
feels
the
Like Trailer Park
dialogue. It's
Boys.
just like I literally have
Yeah.
to like rewatch some of it just to like get in the mindset of like understanding what the fuck they're saying. Like
Yeah, the rhythm
Yeah.
and way and the
yeah,
accents and shit.
and just
Yeah.
like how they're talking. Yeah.
Shorzy
Yeah.
has that still. It's definitely like Canadian as fuck, but like
Yeah.
Yeah, but
in
it's
a
like
fun
in
way.
Letterkenny, it's like they're talking in riddles the whole fucking time. Basically.
Right.
Not like riddles,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't know. They're I don't know. It's
There's
like
like a cadence, like a
Yeah,
yeah,
for
it's like they're
sure.
fucking, like slant rhyming the whole fucking time. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
it's like monologue slant rhyming. Like
Shorzy is more just like
Slam
chirping.
poetry.
It's more just like
Yeah.
digging at your brothers and while you're playing a sport type of vibe, Like
Yeah. I
they'll
like
do
that.
like they'll do the shit that Letterkenny does, but really they really rein it in. So it's
Mhm.
not
Shorzy even
not
has
bad.
like his own little personal story going on too,
Yeah.
like which
Yeah,
is
it's nice.
nice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the music, both in Letterkenny but in Shorzy, man, they know what fucking song to play.
Yeah.
It's
Good soundtracks.
Mhm.
Good soundtracks.
Hell
But
yeah.
I've been Shorzy season 3 in a day. It's something you can just easily watch, I would say.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Yeah, I like it. I tried watching the franchise, the HBO.
I've been watching that one too.
I've
Yeah.
actually been watching it too.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it
That's,
too.
yeah.
How far did you get?
I'm
Or
caught
how
up.
far are you?
The last one was the Gurgler with
Oh,
what's his name?
yeah.
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 Nick Kroll.
I feel like
Right.
for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
it was around that time. Have you seen when they started trying to add in like the Chinese advertising?
Oh, with the tractors and shit.
Oh, yeah?
Tractors
Yeah.
in the milk
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And like
I
when
watched
the
that one,
dude
yeah.
who's basically supposed to be like Kevin Feige like freaks the fuck out on the director.
Yeah.
Like up until that point, I'm like, are they just like trying to like glorify the MCU? Because this doesn't really seem that bad. And then after that point, I just like feel bad for all of the characters because I'm just like, none of these people want to be here or
They
like
don't wanna
find
do
a
this.
Right.
job fulfilling or like
Yeah.
find this like a creative
This is
outlet. Like these
fucking
people are like
miserable.
supposed to be like creatives and like making art, and this is just like bullshit. Which like
Yeah.
I know like that's what the show is supposed to be, but it's like I don't know. I don't really feel good watching it.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
Like I feel like the goal for these characters, right, is to finally like leave or make what they actually want to make, but
Yeah.
it's like doesn't
I
feel like
hope-
that's even feasible.
Yeah, I hope that the main guy becomes like a director because I feel like they keep pushing it towards that or hinting at his like ability to do that, and that'd be nice to see, I guess. But
Which is like
Yeah.
interesting because like the last 2 episodes, he like really fucking made a huge good decision, like as a director, like basically taking on the reins as the director because like he's just filling in.
mhm.
And then in the most recent episode, I feel like he made like a huge fucking mistake.
Yeah.
So like now I'm
Gotcha.
like, is this gonna set it back? Like
Right,
Yeah.
what happens
I
here?
don't even know,
for
like-
him. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's fine. It's something to put on. It's made by the guy who made Veep and Avenue
Right.
5. What was that show with the
Okay.
spaceship? What the fuck was that
Yeah,
called?
yeah, Avenue 5, right? With,
I did not really
Hugh
like that show.
Laurie.
Yeah.
Have you watched Veep?
I watched Veep. Veep's amazing. That's a
I
great
like
Oh
show.
it.
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I
I would
haven't
watch it.
watched it, but like I've been like thinking about it.
Oh, bro, if you haven't watched it and you're looking for like a nice like, it's not Parks and Rec, but
I mean,
you
I
could
like
fill that slot.
Julie Louis Dreyfus too.
She's
I-
really good.
I mean,
Yeah.
Elaine was like my favorite character from Seinfeld. So
You'll like it, man. I
don't
think
know,
so.
I
Then
like her humor.
Yeah.
I just feel like Avenue 5 was like pretty rocky. That one, the tone is all over the place. Like you don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like you're saying for this one, kind of it feels bad to watch in ways. This one's better. Franchise is better, but it definitely has that energy still of like,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, the only character that I thought was like somewhat interesting or entertaining maybe in Avenue 5 was Josh Gad's character because he's so outrageous and he's like the asshole CEO.
a rich
But
guy.
nothing like goes anywhere in that show.
No, that show's very circular, and that show has traumatized me for life. I think. Like I only time I
How
think about that
so?
show is there's an episode where they are going crazy because they're in the spaceship and they're getting like mad and they're like, "We must be in a simulation. We must go outside into the. This is all not real. Let's go outside." And they
Oh
go and they open
yeah.
the airlocks and like they do it 3 times in a row, and you just watch people die of stupidity. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
why am I watching this show? Like, I don't know, man. I still have that moment ingrained into my fucking being, and it's just
Damn.
not.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It's just like dark as fuck in a way that's like funny and stupid and like, I don't know.
I don't
But,
remember that at all. Holy shit.
well, I'm
Okay.
glad that you got over it because I never
Yeah.
fucking will. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah,
Dude,
that shit.
did I tell you guys about my experience with the 3rd season of Barbecue Showdown?
I know,
No?
Joe. I didn't even know you liked barbecue, Joe.
You told us about Barbecue Showdown, but I don't know about
I
the
kind
third
of just
season.
like watching that show, but like
I like watching anything food
I got
related.
to like the penultimate episode, the episode before the finale, basically, and like the woman who like should have won the show, like she's literally won like every fucking competition except for like one of them. She got out, and I just like rage quit the show. I didn't even watch the finale because like
I don't need to see
it's
the
fucking
showdown.
bullshit. Like she, dude,
Yeah.
by far was the best of any of them. And like
Yeah.
you're telling me like she's, I don't know. It was just they even said that like what she cooked them was like some of the best shit of like what she served them that the judges had ever had. And I'm just like, you're gonna tell me she's out? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. I feel that with Master
Yeah,
Chef. I've been watching that. Yeah.
Nice.
I just finished season 3 of Master Chef though, and a blind person won. That's fucking crazy.
Fuck. Yeah.
It's nuts.
God damn.
Cool.
Makes you
Right.
question if they were giving it to her, but I don't know, man. I think she just had like
Yeah.
the skills.
Because she can't even taste the food.
Well, she could taste the food, but she can't see the
No,
food.
no, I mean like we can't taste the food.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like we
No,
can't. We know.
I thought you were
like-
making
have-
like
we
a
just have to
blind,
tell
like a senses joke. Like she
Yeah,
she
right.
can't taste the food. Like,
No,
No.
that's not what. Are we still live?
Oh yeah.
that's fucking funny.
We got to take
thought-
Gordon Ramsay's word for it though. Every time he's like,
Right.
what's his go-to phrase? Cooked? No. God damn it! I've watched too much Master Chef to forget this.
To perfection, cooked to.
Yeah, it's like cooked to perfection or like cooked absolutely perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Fuck. Damn it, Gordon. I don't know.
Gorgeous cook on this. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Is it perfect?
Stunning.
Absolutely perfectly.
I don't know. What do British people say, man?
Absolutely stunning. I don't know. It's absolutely something though.
Okay.
Here, I'm googling it.
I'm getting close to
Absolutely
ending
perfect.
Bourdain's No Reservations. Nearing.
Oh,
the
yeah?
end. I'll probably start a Parts Unknown after that. just to
Yeah.
keep it going.
I watched the
But
first
I've
2 seasons a few months back, and I enjoyed it, but I just kind of fell off a bit.
Yeah, I like.
That's kind of
like
how
it
I
a
was
lot.
too. I feel like
Yeah.
I just like I would watch like a couple seasons and then I would kind of just like fall off, and then I would watch a couple seasons. It would kind of be
Yeah.
like my background show, but then I would always like be like doing something, and then I would be like drawn in and watch the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
For
I don't
sure.
know. I feel because like I like how like he's a chef and he's like trying the food, but it's not about the food. It's about like him learning about these different
Experience.
cultures and like
Yeah.
different places of the
People
world.
around it and places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him getting
Yeah.
out of his bed every day to go do some shit that he doesn't want to really do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that, but yeah.
Oh, that's the vibe I got, at least in the early seasons.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah.
kind of just
They
like
kind
a
of turned me off.
chip
in
on the
early seasons.
shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is this guy just an asshole? Like, gotta-
Yeah.
what seems like a great job,
Yeah.
fucking eating food and
Right.
filming it.
Going around
Lord.
the world.
But
Yeah.
you learn
Yeah.
more about him as it goes on.
I'm sure.
You do. He ate. One of the last episodes I watched with him was like he literally hunts with this tribe in Africa. I think they kill like a boar, and they full on just like bury this thing in coals and ashes and then eat it, like hair on it. They eat like
Oof.
he eats like the prostate and shit. He's like, yeah, I think there's literal shit I'm eating right now. I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, why?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a little too far culinarily. Yeah,
Right.
it's weird.
Yeah.
God
For your
damn.
safety, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like you're with this tribe. It's like, you're in a
It
tough
would
position. How do you
Again,
disrespect the
dude,
culture?
like what it's like basically of like or like you get bits and pieces throughout the show of like who's like with him in these situations and stuff too, because like
Mm.
it's him and like one or two camera guys and then one or two other guys.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's like not a lot of them. So like if shit went down, like they're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Kind of understand
I
that.
don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Beirut episode. I don't know if you remember that. If you guys remember that, might be like season 3 to 4.
Maybe
It's the one where like
I remember a Beirut episode, but I think there
Yeah.
might be multiple like
they
throughout
get
these
like
shows.
Mhm.
it was like a long. I think it was an extended episode for sure. That one, but they get stuck in Beirut because there's like fucking bombings happening there at the airport actually, and so they're stuck there
Damn.
watching like this city at war with itself. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
That's
fucking
crazy.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the timing on that crazy.
Mm. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'll get back to that
yeah.
one eventually.
yeah, I've been enjoying it. I got his cookbook now. I'm kind of hype about that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, try out some
I
classic
think,
French cook.
I think his restaurant in New York or something like touted like the best fries in New York or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I don't really know like what Anthony Bourdain's cookbook is like, but you know maybe he'll have
Yeah.
something like about the fries.
Some fries.
yeah.
Yeah, some
It's
fries.
better.
I don't know.
It's
Secrets.
fucking better, dude.
Right.
It's like a French bistro cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe there's fries in there. French fries. I mean, fuck.
There we go. It's got to be.
French
It's their
fry.
signature dish, right?
There, it's right there.
All right, you guys ready to sign off for this one?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week to wrap up some Linklater. Deuces.
Sounds good.